Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 45 of the Cataclysm of Hyrule campaign. I am the creator and GM of the campaign, Puck Finn. For everyone joining us tonight, welcome. Before we get started tonight, we're going to go over some announcements, and we'll do some introductions, and we will get right to it. So, first thing that I always like to talk about is our link tree. The link to our link tree our Discord server. The link to our Discord server can be found in our link tree that has been posted in chat. Our Discord is where everything kind of happens outside of the campaign. We have a number of interactive channels that you can participate in. We have chat channels, art and meme channels, loot channels. We have a voting channel, which I'm going to hyper-focus on for the moment because the voting channel is active. Up until this very moment in the campaign, we have referred to the person in the Shadow Temple as simply Afine's father. We have not given him a name. And combing through my old direct messages, I confirm that we do not have a name for Afine's father. So last week during our chat session, we started a vote to pick out a name for Afine's father, the Shadow Temple boss. I have since removed any of the suggestions that didn't have any voting on any votes on them, but anything that had any votes is still present. In order to vote, all you simply have to do is join the Discord channel, join our Discord, go to the voting channel, and react to one or as many voting options as you would find interesting enough to react to. Your reaction, one reaction per name tops, will act as your vote. And voting on our Discord server on a voting channel is simply that easy. There is a description of the character, there is a picture of the character, and below that is all of the potential names that we will be voting on. Fix that camera a little bit. But yeah, so in addition to our Discord server, we have a number of links on our link tree, including our Facebook group where we create event reminders for our episodes. And that group is also moderated by Lido. We have a number of, I think we're up to like 53 or 54, something like that for like event reminders. So we do the campaign broadcast on a bi-weekly schedule. So sometimes it's easy to lose track of when we're actually doing a campaign broadcast versus a chat broadcast. Although I do recommend you do check out our chat broadcast because a number of really fun and interesting things usually happen there. But if you just want to check out our campaign broadcasts, you can go join our Facebook group and react to all of our event reminders. And the last thing that I want to talk about on our Discord, on our link tree, is our Cataclysm of Hyrule YouTube channel. The Cataclysm of Hyrule YouTube channel is where all of our campaign sessions, including this one, end up being uploaded. On our YouTube channel, we have a number of playlists that help to make it more easily navigated. We have a one-shot playlist, a Fire Temple playlist, a Water Temple playlist, and as we continue on with the campaign and traverse the other temples, we will make playlists for those as well. So, well over 100 hours of content on our YouTube channel at this point. So, if you ever need to refresh on something or or you just want to check something out, definitely go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this episode will be uploaded as quickly as possible. I usually try to do it before Friday, but whenever it is uploaded, we then post on both our Discord and our Facebook group that it is available for watch on YouTube. So the other thing that I want to bring up as a quick side note, usually this is something that I would put off till the chat broadcast because I really just love to get to the campaign as quickly as possible. But on our Discord, we have a link to a gelatinous Tarrasque, which has absolutely nothing to do with the campaign, but it's a really cool file. And I've slowly been printing out the files, and I've been keeping you updated with everything so far. And so far, this is what... It's not broken. It's 3 pieces right now. It's a lot of pieces, but right now it's 3 pieces. So we have... When I put them all together, the gelatinous form looks like that, but I've printed out the arms. So I don't want the... So I'm going to show you from, like, once it cures, what I do with it. With resin, it is not recommended that prior to curing that you handle it with your bare hands, but this has been fully cured, and so it is safe to handle. And if it is not safe to handle, I have a very large supply of gloves that I always use whenever I do the resin printing. But so this is my plate, and that's the file, and it kind of like prints like that from like the bottom up. So you can see it has like all these little supports on it, and really it's getting them off is as simple as breaking. So pull it right off, and then I can take the supports, and the supports break off real easy. And once the supports are removed, sometimes it needs a little bit of cleanup, sometimes it prints real nice. But this is one of the arms. I'll set that aside. And this is the other one. See, it just fell right off. Real easy. And then here is the second arm. I'm looking for this little nub right here, because on the head, somewhere... Oh. No. There's little holes. So on the front piece, I just need to find the little holes and put them in the little nub. Where's the little nub? There it is. And as the headpiece, now the headpiece has arms. And so I'm showing it to you like as separate pieces, but I said that I would show you as it's updating. So it will need a little bit of sanding and like tweaking to get it to just flow really nicely. And then when I get that done, then I can take these 5 pieces and glue them together. So I got this nice little thing of Gorilla Glue right here. And then I'll show you again. And then what I will do is it has something like 12 to 15 other file pieces for like bone plates that go along the back and the top of the head and the jaw, and all of that gets connected. So once I continue to piece it together, I will continue to show you. So I'm gonna put that all over there for now. And then oh, this is just junk. And again, it's safe because it's cured, so it can be properly disposed of. If you have a resin printer or you're thinking of getting a resin printer, please know that resin is incredibly toxic, and it is a substance that needs to be disposed of responsibly. The easiest method of disposal is to simply cure it and then dispose of it. That's the easiest and safest method. And that also goes for the unless you're using a water wash resin, all resin needs to be washed in isopropyl alcohol. And this is the thing that I have learned about just recently. I haven't had to dispose of any isopropyl alcohol for my curing yet, but because the isopropyl alcohol will have trace amounts of uncured resin in it, you also need to cure the isopropyl alcohol before you dispose of that. So, right, you know what? Honestly, I just recently, last month, actually exactly a month ago to the day, I got the printer that I use is the Anycubic resin printer, and it has as like a separate purchase, it has like a wash and cure station. And when I first started doing this, I didn't have the wash and cure station. So what I would do is let me show you what I would do. I bought a bunch of these little guys. These little tiny, they have like, let me see, there we go. They got like little sensors, little solar panels on them. And so what I would do is when they came off the print, I'd remove all the supports and everything, and then I would cure it in the sun, which you're able to do, but it does take a lot more time than using an actual curing station. But when I got the wash and cure station, what happened was I was able to fit the entirety of, I don't even know where to put it now. Oh, right here. I could fit this with the print on it inside the curing station. So either way you can do, but doing it that way lets me handle uncured resin a little bit better. And honestly, since I've started doing it that way, it's just it's, from my perspective, it's safer, because when you remove supports, things can kind of flake off, and I personally feel better knowing that a cured piece of resin has flaked off somewhere rather than a uncured, potentially toxic piece of resin, especially since I have a cat, and my cat will eat just about anything. So I would feel horrible if a small piece of uncured resin ended up on like my carpet or something, and he ate it by mistake. But yes, either way is cool. Perfectly fine. Fun fact: you can use a little UV light and a very small amount of resin to glue to attach prints. That is really cool. And in fact, the Anycubic wash and cure station does come with a little attachable UV light on like an adjustable neck. So yeah, it cures a lot faster. It works a lot more efficiently. But again, off the top of my head, if I had to guess, I think it's $120, give or take. I think it's $120 on the low end. So if you are into resin printing and that's not something you want to drop after buying a resin printer, because resin printers run significantly more than that typically, $8, and you can use the sum. So it kind of like circles back to like one of the things that I talked about probably a number of times during the chat sessions is my setup for this. And there have been times where I have been broadcasting on I'll put like my laptop on a TV tray and sit on like a dining room chair that hurts my ass after 20 minutes, and then do a 3.5 hour broadcast on it. So like you don't need the, like, whatever you want to do, whether it's broadcasting, whether it's resin printing, like whatever you need to do, you do, podcasting, you don't need to have the biggest, best, latest piece of equipment in whatever you're doing. That stuff can come in time. Like I started off with doing just like gray resin prints, and then I started buying more resin prints. I just bought, I re-upped the green one. I just bought a red one, and it comes in time. So like, and then you learn how to do it. It's like I learned how to do this. I'm sure you've seen this thing on like Instagram and everything. It's that little fidgety. You'll often hear me fidgeting with this during the broadcast, and I made a bunch of them. I made this translucent blue one with some translucent blue resin that I had. Let me see. See if I see. And partially that I did this is because I wanted to try to make different colored rupees, which is how this whole thing started. This was my first print. So anyway, we are getting heavily into chat broadcast territory, so I'm gonna bring it back. So I wanted to bring you up to date on the gelatinous Tarrasque. It is looking awesome, and I am very pumped and excited for it. If you have any, like anything that we do in this broadcast, whether it's D&D related or you want to get information on printers or whatever, like, really, we are always reachable on our Discord server, and even more so if you would like to interact with us in this particular format. I would very much recommend attending our chat sessions. So when we do the broadcast, I don't have a lot of time to kind of look at chat because I'm already running multiple screens and everything. So I try as best as I can, but it is far and few between because of reasons. So when we do our chat broadcast, we can interact more directly with chat. So if you have any questions about anything we talk about, or if you want to, or if you feel like you missed something in the campaign, if you feel like, you would like a further explanation of any of the lore. We did a huge lore conversation last week. Yeah, like honestly, that is one of the best places to do it. We're really cool. We don't bite. So, yes, consider this a formal invitation to go check out our broadcast next week and see how you like it. Yeah, so and Lito's posted in chat. That's why I'm here to answer questions. Message me, and he can help with most questions. So we do have a presence in chat, but because if somebody tries to post something in chat and I simply do not see it, I want people to know, like, I'm not by any means ignoring anybody. I'm just trying really hard to juggle multiple things to make this campaign function while we are running it. So that being said, we have had an extensive conversation with Zelda and with Kato, and we are, I believe, still in the throne room of Hyrule Castle, and let's go into our introductions. Oh, and also, during our campaign broadcast, I do have a tendency just to let it flow better. I will be cutting off cameras. So, for the most part, you will simply be hearing our voices. But, let's see, let's take it over to do introductions. All right, so beneath let's try that again. Directly below me, we have our first Fire Sage of the campaign. Our first Sage of the campaign, Fire Sage Gully, and bam. Gully, how you doing today? Gully is muted.
Here we go.
Yeah. Hello, Gully.
Hey there. Sorry, traveling, so using the laptop a little bit, and yeah, setup's a little bit different.
Fair. No worries. How you been?
Doing good. Looking forward to tonight's session, as usual. Waiting to see what shenanigans we get up to.
No doubt, plenty of shenanigans tonight. All right, well, glad you're joining us. And
yeah, I'll try not to burn anyone by accident.
By accident being the key term. Oh, by the way, have you seen any of the gameplay of Sparking Zero?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I just came across this today, and I specifically thought of you, because apparently there is a thing where you can switch to a first-person perspective. And in the video, the person went like Super Saiyan Goku, and then they switched to first-person perspective, and it looked like the energy from Super Saiyan looked like your fire aura.
Nice.
So it's like, that's Gully.
Nice.
So yes, I did feel the need to share that. But welcome. It's great to have you, and I hope we are not too much of a distraction in your travels.
Nope, I'm actually out of the office, not working at the moment. So yep, good to go.
Wonderful. All right. Next to Gully, we have Deacon. How you doing, Deacon?
Hi, I'm doing okay. I'm also very excited to see what we have in store for the session today. I have a feeling things are going to get interesting. Maybe
yes.
A little spicy. Even fiery.
Fiery. It is one of those sessions where we have no definitive starting off point. We are wrapping up a conversation, and where we go from here, like it is completely open.
Sky's the limit.
Yes, the sky is the limit. Anyway, that wasn't ominous at all.
I mean, really, is the sky the limit? Because we can kind of teleport around. I mean,
I could try teleporting. I could teleport us 500 miles into the air.
So into the sky. But not any higher, which would make the sky the limit.
Yeah.
Or, depending upon if that's just an action, you could teleport us 500, and before we start falling, or just as we start falling, you teleport us another 500 up.
Hell yeah!
Oh man.
I don't actually remember. What is the range on teleport while I'm here? Let's teleport is... Okay. Yeah. Wow. There's technically no like limitation for distance. That's fascinating.
All right. I'm sure that will
smiley face
not be even remotely exploited in any way whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
So, yeah. Now is the time of the campaign where I fuck with the light. So that's all better. So yes, Deacon, wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Can't wait to see what shenanigans I am in store, and we'll have to, fly by the seat of my pants to make the story work tonight.
Arigato.
So next to Deacon, we have Lito. How you doing, Lito?
I am doing very okay. I I will add one thing to your overall thing.
Yes.
Yes, we'd love for you to subscribe and everything, but don't forget to hit the bell on YouTube so that way you get notifications. And if you're on Facebook, there are notifications that pop up about the games too. Just try and leave a comment. You like something we're doing, you don't like something we're doing. It's at least a comment, and I'll read it and I'll get back to you somehow.
That is
Feel
absolutely
free.
true.
Give us information. Tell us, oh, you come up with a way for us to put our characters on screen and have them talking or something like that. Just let us know. We're always looking for, things to help better us so that way we can help you guys enjoy it more.
Absolutely. Feedback is greatly appreciated in whatever method anybody chooses to dispense it. So, yes. So, getting into the events of tonight. So, we did leave a couple things kind of in the air at the end of our last session, and we said that we would discuss it in greater depths in our chat session last week, and we made good on that promise. So, pointing out, like, things that we discuss in the chat session are 100% canonical to the campaign. But there are sometimes things that do come up, especially if they do come up later in the episode, where we just don't have time to talk about it in the actual live campaign. And citing the topic of conversation from the end of last week, I think we spent a good half hour to 45 minutes discussing that. So, yeah, very much pointing out that we had a really nice lore-filled conversation last week, and yeah. That being said, have you gained anything from this, Lido? Like, is this changing any type of potential trajectory or understanding?
But I have more questions for Zelda first.
Okay, that is fair. Absolutely fair. All right, so let me just do a quick check. Okay, so we did hear that Stefan was going to
be late.
If he is able to attend, like, sometimes personal stuff gets in the way, and that, it is not the first time that this has happened, and we understand that life gets in the way. So yes, Stefan has communicated with us that he will be late, so we will forego his introductions. But he is...
We appreciate him.
Yes.
He's got a life to live, so
exactly. 3
of us will take care of everything today.
That's right. So if he's able to hop on at whatever point, Stefan is an experienced player and GM, and he will be fine, just kind of rolling with it as he comes in. So, Lido, thank you for joining us. I will not badger you with more questions because I'm going to find out the answers probably relatively quickly. So, everybody, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us, and let us delve right into it. So we ended last session with an Arcana check, and the extent of that Arcana check has been resolved. Ooh. So, who would like to take the helm at the start of this episode?
I can always do it, because unless anybody else wants to talk to her.
Well, let's see. Want
me to go first so that way you can think about it?
Well, to be honest, I'm more just trying to think of how callous it would be if I were to ask her, so, hey, all those dead people, what about all their shit? Sorry, I'm in a mood today.
It might be a bad thing to...
It's probably not what I should, so... That's kind of just what I'm thinking about. Like, it's like, huh?
So, So I'll go first. I'll go first to cut the tension.
That works.
So, Zelda, let me get this straight. You're the embodiment of Hylia. Now you're stuck in your castle, so that way the sages that are currently out and about can leave their bulls. Is that correct?
Close. I am not the embodiment of Hylia. I am a conduit for Hylia.
Okay.
But as the choice that I have made to bind myself to Hyrule Castle so that other sages may leave their temples is something that is gifted to new sages, not sages that were that took up the mantle underneath my father.
So the new ones, like Gully, are allowed to leave.
Correct.
Also, like the one that Bongo Bongo got kicked out of, the person who's in there now can freely leave too. They're in theory the new sage.
That is largely uncharted territory.
It's just, I want to know who can actually go and not, because I know we're all really strong, but there are times that we decided to, run away. It would be nice to know that they're stuck inside and they can't come following us, so we can kind of regroup.
I do believe that the sage who has ousted Bongo Bongo from the Shadow Temple is bound to the temple. If he is...
But I thought he's the new one, so he's not bound. Because Bongo Bongo was the one before him, and he kicked Bongo Bongo out, which makes him the new sage, which means he's allowed to leave.
As I said, it is uncharted territory. But although he is a new sage, he is not a sage that is underneath my my guidance.
Okay.
In fact, I believe that the referring to him as a sage may be a more ceremonial concession than anything else. I have no tether to this being, so I do not know what he has, what he can and can't do. He is basically the best way that I can word it is he is a sage that is tethered by another entity, as opposed to a sage that has been corrupted.
Okay.
So you can call him a sage for purposes.
Well, no, I don't really want to, because I don't think he's a good guy, so he doesn't deserve it. But I'm just wondering, again, if for some reason we decided to take him on and we started losing and we ran for the exit, to know that he can't pass through the exit to come get us. That's what I'm worried about.
If he is capable,
anyway,
of
it's
doing
not a bad thing.
I mean, if he is capable of doing that, which I don't believe that he is, because I'm aware of the self-sacrifice that I have taken on so that sages like Gully can leave the temple, and I do not believe that other entities would take on such a sacrifice. But even if that were the case, and theoretically he is a full-blown sage, and he is able to leave the temple through support of another, his abilities would be potentially diminished.
Okay, so like the abilities that Gully has, the fire thingy. Would he have what abilities would he have being in the Shadow Temple? Can you tell us that?
I could not. The sage abilities are an amalgam of what the temple can offer and what the sage can provide. So say theoretically, if Gully if another person were to take up the mantle of the fire sage, the sage abilities would theoretically be on a similar par in status, but they would also be slightly different because of who it is.
Okay. So we're going in blind to that one. You know any of the powers of the other temples? Have you contacted the other temples to see if they were corrupted too, or? I know we still have the Forest Temple, and there's probably other ones because I didn't go to them in my other life. I only kind of went to local places.
As a precautionary measure, I have severed ties to the other temples until I am fully aware that they are in safe hands.
Okay.
Which is what, and as she gestures with her hands to your party, she's like, and that is one of the things that I need you for.
I'm just going, just out of the way, going, we're your champions and everything. You don't pay for each temple that's fixed, right? As we're kind of mercenary heroes, and sometimes we need to buy stuff, and going through temples kind of, doesn't have much in the way of loot because they're, just temples. And we would love to get paid if you could, or if you don't, then that's good too. At least we know where we stand.
Because I'd prefer if you didn't think of yourselves as mercenaries or heroes for hire. I do think of you as some people of a much more noble purpose.
I'm royalty, so I should hopefully too.
She says throughout
royalty to royalty,
you have proven your merit both in the pre-Cataclysm world and the post-Cataclysm world. And if you are in need of anything that I am capable of providing, I am happy to provide it to you. Is it rupees that you desire?
I don't know. I was just asking because the fact that I think sooner or later we were going to ask, and I just wanted to get out of the way. Gully, you want to come in and say possibly what you need? I'm not really sure what I actually need. I was just saying it out there because the fact that, we don't really buy much stuff because we don't really have much money.
No, yeah, I appreciate that. I actually, I kind of wondered about that at some point too. Yeah, so, if you would, sorry, there's certain, I guess, sorry. I should have muted my mic for that. I did not intend to do that.
Good.
Thanks. Anyway, so Dukin's gonna chime in that, a lot of times, higher level spells will have, really hard to get stuff if you want to cast them. How difficult would it be to get certain things for maybe some of those spells?
I mean, as a general question, I don't believe that would be too difficult at all.
Okay. Because I was thinking, sometimes, like here, if I could give you give you a quick example, one of the well, I mean, let's see, unfortunately, actually, you know what, I have a slightly, I have a slightly better question than that. We used to have Gully, please no, I mean no disrespect. We used to have a holy caster who could cast things like lesser and greater restoration. Gully, can you do that?
Yeah, I can do some Lester.
Okay. Cool. So I turned back to her and I was
I
just
can
like,
do greater.
oh, okay, cool.
I just have to have it, prepared and the stuff for it.
That's cool.
Beautiful. There we go.
I was gonna ask if maybe we could have some diamond dust. As our last divine caster kind of left with all of their diamond dust, and sometimes that's handy for like getting rid of exhaustion levels and stuff like that. Like we have an acquaintance who's currently suffering from a bunch of exhaustion, and I know greater restoration can help with that.
Aren't you as well? I mean, if I gave you some diamonds, would you be okay crumbling them yourselves?
But we have a jeweler now, so I would say yes.
I don't want to overstep, if you understand. It's not that I don't appreciate the gesture. That's very kind. But I for me personally, I was just thinking like honestly, even just having like one cast for them and then like one in the backup would be fine. I think it runs like 1,000 rupees worth of diamond dust per cast.
And how many would you be seeking?
Like I said, one for now if they will accept it, and perhaps one in the bank in case we need to cast it again in the future. Just the two.
That's not a problem.
Thanks.
What else could I get for you?
A simple one. A really simple one.
Uh-huh.
And you create a rite that says whenever we go to the tavern for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you guys will pay for it. It'll make me happy. It'll make Gully happy. It'll take that off our minds. And plus, if you do it for the soup place, that'll be awesome too.
Very well. I would need my heroes to be well fed. So, yes.
I finger gun Gully.
Nice. I also wanted to ask, so this is obviously a very difficult question, or at least has a difficult answer. Do you have a rough idea of like, he looks like he's thinking of his words carefully. It's like, do you guys have a way to like make magic items and stuff? Like, is there anything that you guys know of that can like like source those? You don't have to tell me what the source is, but a yes or a no would be handy.
Magical items are complicated, and I suppose it would depend on the things such as the nature of the item, the complexity of the enchantment, and things of that nature. But if it is a weapon or piece of armor, I would recommend seeing the big Goron. If it is something of enchanting an existing item, there is somebody that is capable of such things. Unfortunately, she is out of my realm of command and comes at a cost.
It's Jemima, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Jemima.
Yeah. She kind of like gives an affirming nod on that.
Gotcha.
And she does it very cautiously.
Thank you.
Getting the impression that like she's aware, but and she knows that like she does trust that you will do what you need to do, but also not her favorite person in the kingdom.
Fair. And sorry, let's see. Yeah, I guess it's just as one maybe final question. Do you know where like where would I go about sourcing like those magic arrows and crossbow bolts and stuff? If that's a like the lightning bolt and then the lightning arrow and stuff. Is that still a thing that are knocking about, or I guess I should ask that out of game first because it's been a while. Those are kind of relics.
Yeah,
I used to find them in the grass. Grass is where I used to find them.
Those are knocking around, as you say. It does depend on the type of magical arrow that you are seeking. Sometimes they can be found. Just about anything can be found in tall grass. There's no shortage of adventurers that have made their way through the fields over the years. But if you were looking for, if you would like to take a more direct method, most specifically, fire arrows would be found with the Gorons, ice arrows would be found with the Zora, and the lightning arrows would be found with the Rito.
Perfect. Thanks. And one last question. I guess the more I think about it, could I have a small allowance of rupees as well? Again, I'm trying very hard because I don't want to overstep any boundaries here. But also I accidentally spent the rest of my money on a harness so that I could ride Gully.
She goes, of course. Having cleared 2 temples, you are overdue for compensation. And she says, Kato will escort you to the treasury, and every single one of you will receive a compensation of 1,000 rupees apiece. And moving forward, every temple that you clear, I will give you an additional 500 apiece.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, not done yet. I have 2 requests.
Yes.
One is more of a you please do this for me more than a request. So, my stepbrother, who totally sucks, wants to kill my sister, one that was a sage, and I would like you to make this kingdom, especially Hyrule Castle, Hyrule itself, I would like to make it so that way when you get the flyers, you just lose them about wanting her dead or alive. So that way nobody in the castle town is going to go looking for her, and make this like a little hub that she could also be safe.
I have offered her a safe place in this castle. I have previously asked that you bring Rudo to me.
But you asked in a way that made it sound like you wanted to take care of her too. And that
I
didn't
do.
sound good.
I do want to take care
like,
of her.
Take care of her, knife across throat type of way.
He means murder.
And she like puts her like hand like on her chest, like like clutching her pearls, and she's like.
It's also the fact that you're then going to be making a full statement that Hyrule and Hyrule Castle and whatnot is against ill. That's my biggest worry that I want to make sure before you do anything else. Because if it gets word that she's being held here and she's safe, I don't want him to be like, oh no, we have to go attack the, castle. And then if that happens, I'm totally coming back and I'm helping you guys kick his butt. But I just want to make sure you're prepared for the political, whatnot. Before you say yes or no.
My primary concern on this topic is the safety of your sister.
Okay.
I am aware of the potential political turmoil that could arise in Zora's domain, but quite honestly, it is your sister's existence that is the catalyst for that potential unsettling. As it stands now, Il is the king, and even in my position, I cannot I cannot change that. Nor would I say that I would if I could. But if something were to change in Zora's domain, it could not happen without your sister being safe.
I hear what you're laying down. I got it. Okay, good to know. Second, do you know anybody that buys magic items nearby? Or do you guys buy magic items? I have a wand that I can get. I really don't need anymore, and kind of like burning a hole in my pocket. I want to use it more, but it's attunement, and I have other things that I want to use instead. And why carry around something that you're never going to use?
No, I mean, there's tons of vendors all over the place. Who have you tried to sell it to that didn't want to buy it?
The answer is no one. I was just wondering, because we've been through this town many times, but it's one of those places that we haven't looked for.
Well, I mean, magical items are a highly sought after thing, and I don't think you would necessarily need to specifically sell them to any type of magic shop. I think that with proper persuasion, you could probably sell it to just about anybody.
Okay. Promise, last thing. For the soldiers who are coming back, if they need healing, can you tell us where to go to, heal them up and whatnot? It was our job, and we kind of failed at it, and then people got hurt, and I don't like that. So I'd really like to help people get better.
The soldiers have returned, and I do acknowledge that it is... it was an unfortunate situation that arose, but, in many respects, I do look upon it as the initial first skirmish of a much larger war to come. If you'd like to visit the infirmary, Cato will escort you prior to going to the treasury. And
that would be most gracious.
Yeah, I mean, anything that you can do to help these soldiers out would also be appreciated.
I would be honored to do that.
Well, that's very kind
Other than
of you.
that, no problem. It was our mistake, and we're going to have to live with people getting hurt. But we'll get better at it. That way it won't happen again. And if we can heal the people that were hurt because of us, even better. Because I know me and Deekun can heal. I think Gully has a little bit. And we can just, do that. But let us do whatever else we have to do in the castle, and then we'll go there. And I've been talking for way too long. I'll let someone else talk now.
Okay.
Yeah. Deacon kind of he looks thoughtful for a bit, and he says, so if you well, I guess it's just I know he kind of hesitates for a second, and he's like, no, never mind.
There's no such thing as a stupid question, so I would ask it now while we have the floor.
I guess that's a good point. So I've recently come to terms with a yeah, I know that you know about Flora, and the hard time that she's kind of been going through, and I know she's not like a sage, but you know, based on like all, you know, when we first got to this timeline, I was wondering if you might know of anything I can do that could help her in any kind of way. She's gone through a lot, and you know, in every timeline, and you know, I just want to see if I could do anything to ease her situation or bring her some kind of comfort, because you know, I know she can move around a little bit more now, but at the same time she can't because she's kind of rooted in the Great Deku Tree, and you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, specifically, what in what way do you think that you would be able to help?
She must be really tired, you know? I was wondering if there's anything I could do to help, like, rejuvenate, her as, like, a, you know, as kind of like a fellow
druid. Cough, druid. Cough. Sorry, I was clamping.
Fair enough. I guess that's a good point, you know? But yeah, I don't know, I just, I feel like she's been having a bit of a rough go of it, and I wanted to maybe think of something that would, like, soothe her or something of that sort. The closest thing that I know is like the Lostwood spring water, but that's easier to said than done to come across. So yeah, I guess you know, since you're both kind of like vaguely divine beings, you know, with the Great Deku Tree being one of those like big Goron type equivalents, I'd imagine. I thought you guys might know something that would help her get stronger or something. Does that make any sense?
It does. And Flora has definitely been through a trial, and admittedly, I don't have complete faith that she would have made it through that trial without without the assistance of all of you. You know, where she was at, something definitely would have gave sooner or later. But I mean, Flora has the best thing for Flora is to trust in her abilities and trust in the powers that she is getting as she progresses on her path. Yes, you know, right now she is very tired. She is very weakened, but that is something that happens when growth is catalyzed. if you are looking to offer something, I would say that simply, some time, companionship, and maybe some tea would be the best thing for her.
He nods and smiles. He says, "Okay, thanks. Thank you, Your Highness."
Oh.
I sent you a message about stuffing.
Let me check it out.
It's also in Cataclysm chat if you want to read that too.
All right, we have Stuffin. Stuffin has joined. Okay. Yep. How you doing, Stuffin?
Hi there. Good. I'm not at my computer. I'm staring across a river, hoping to see a comet right now.
Oh, nice. Okay, so just to
I thought. Yeah.
I'll bring you up to speed real quick. We are still talking to Zelda. She has given everyone 1,000 rupees for the 2 temples that have been cleared. That includes you.
Yeah.
And she has also said that any subsequent temples that are cleared will gain everyone an additional 500 rupees. We have talked about we're just kind of like clearing the air on anything. So anything that you might want to add to the situation.
How powerful are you? Can you clear out the clouds where I am right now?
She waves her hand and does her best.
Okay. Oh, well, good. It's just nice to see y'all or hear you all.
All right, welcome. Okay.
Go to the treasury.
To the treasury.
Okay.
All right. So Kato starts to escort you to the treasury. Any conversation, like he does like have a little, like he is a little bit more on the quiet side than he usually is. But he is
in the crow's room
before the treasury.
Yeah, do we go by it on the way to the treasury?
If
not, that's okay. If we do,
I mean, it would be a slight detour, but
no,
I mean, especially like traveling with Kato, you can, and like it was implied that anywhere in the castle that you want to check out you're able to check out.
It's fine. We'll go to the treasury. I'll talk to him at a different time.
Okay. All right. So you head into the treasury, and Kato starts to kind of gather the rupees that you need.
We have to break them.
Oh, you don't have to. I mean, you can try and break them right then and there if you want. But so he does hand you like the diamonds that can be dusted at your convenience. He hands the 1,000 rupees to each of the players, and he kind of like pauses for a moment, and as if to kind of glance over at each of you and see if there's anything else that is particularly catching your eye.
Is there a moon sickle +1 in there? Just by chance. Or 3 of them.
There is one.
I will take that.
Okay. Anybody else?
Are there any like magical looking musical instruments?
There are a number of them. There is a grand piano.
Cool.
There is a full-size harpsichord.
Is it like the Kill piano, where I even though I'm tiny, I can still pick it up and throw it at people as a weapon?
No, I mean, with maybe Gully could, but it is a whole ass big concert piano.
That's awesome.
Here's what we do. We get a carriage or a cart, and we put the piano in the back, and we just, I turn into a creature, and we pull the piano along, and you just play the piano and attack people with it.
Hell yeah.
There is a violin. There is and there's a recorder. And I would say all of those things would be potentially magical in one way or another.
God, I am so tempted to have him take the recorder just because it's like baby's first instrument. It's like, ooh, wow. This reminds me of when I first learned to play.
Would you like to identify the recorder?
Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you identify the recorder, and what the recorder does is it gives you an additional bardic inspiration per long rest.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay, that's kind of fun. Can I also do the
You have
violin?
to attune to it, though.
Oh, sure. That's okay.
The violin is a oh man, with a DC 18. Okay, I'll call it a con. Yeah, no, a DC 18 intelligence save.
Save?
Yes.
Or ooh, okay.
And
Give you guidance.
Well, no. Like, this is the function.
Okay.
On a failed save. On a failed save, anyone within a 10-foot radius will uncontrollably dance for 6 seconds.
Cool. Damn. Kind of fun. I feel bad for taking either of those, to be honest. I feel like I'm already overstretched.
Said we could have it. Just don't go overboard. And you're not going overboard.
That's true. Can I think about it for a bit?
Yeah.
Look at Gully.
There wouldn't happen to be a rod of resurrection or a staff of healing in there anywhere, right?
I wouldn't say there's a rod of resurrection. Let me take a look at I need to look up staff of healing.
Gully, you can also look for a helm of teleportation. And when you go back to your temple, you can just teleport back to us.
You know what? That would be extremely beneficial to get back and forth between the temple. Yeah. Hey, you guys got a helm of teleportation in there?
Yeah.
Can I have it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
So Kato kind of reiterates. He goes, "Listen, the lot of you are doing really important work, and you have the support of the crown. And although it would be a bit much to, within reason, we are, we're happy to give you things that will aid you in your quest."
Kato, I know you're a good man. We appreciate you. I think we all do on some level. This is very kind of you and of her, and just we appreciate it. Did I ever tell you what kind of man you were in my timeline, Kato?
I think briefly once, but not in great depth.
It was a sight to behold. I'm gonna keep it short. But I'm gonna keep it short out of character. But can I just kind of tell him in a slightly more heroic fashion? Kato. I remember there was a time where the what is now the upper class part of town. It's the south part of town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The south part of town was turned into a slum by failed building projects of the man you helped us take down, Anthony Bellucci. And in that time, it was taken advantage of. That's where they were hiding all of these Lich's phylacteries. That's where they and the evil of that was building there from Bellucci's actions had created a swarm of re-deads. And I watched you dive just yards ahead of your soldiers just to protect them, to make sure that you took on the the brunt of anything as a very noble and heroic act, and that stuck with me. That's why I wanted to make sure you're always safe wherever you can be. And it's also why I don't want to take too much away from the treasury where possible and take advantage of what you are offering us. So, yeah. Sorry. I don't want to do my thing where I ramble on forever, so I'm gonna cut it there. Yeah. I just want to make that clear to him. And.
Okay. So yeah. So I would say you monologue that as well as a few other you regale him with a few other tales of your time together, and he seems very proud of himself, almost like a child hearing about glorious battles of some other person. And he does. He does, to an extent recognize, and he goes, given any number of certain circumstances, yes, my brethren and those that I care about are the most important thing to me, and I do my best to kind of make sure that everything is as right as it could be.
Oh, what's that? Stuffin has told me he might be looking for stuff too.
Ooh, true.
Sending. If he doesn't get on the mic, I'll tell you what he was looking for.
Okay.
There we go.
You wouldn't have to have any potions in the throne room, would you? I mean, in the treasury. Because I was also looking for some potions of speed.
We don't typically keep potions in the treasury, but I mean, we do have a
Royal alchemist that could make them. Yes, you do.
Yeah. I mean, you would be well acquainted with our royal alchemist. But if we do have a little storage room as well. We could go check that out if you'd like.
Yeah. We'll take care of stuffing first, but yeah, definitely like to see if you have any potions of speed.
Okay. All right, and what would you be looking for, Stuffin?
Well, Stuffin is anything. Grimoires, books, wands, staves.
Yeah, we can add
anything
a
else Wizard would like. Yes.
So you would like me to choose for you?
I'm not in a place to like. I'm on a website here. I'm using my arcane Google Eye. We just pick it anything we want. It has number one as arcane grimoire, but that seems like I don't know.
If you get a grimoire, it might have some spells inside of it already.
Yeah, grimoire. Decks of cards are always fun. I like decks of cards.
All right.
Hats are.
He's like, honestly, Kato's kind of like scratching his head a bit, being put on the spot. And he kind of like turns to the rest of the party, and he's like, I'm a little embarrassed to admit, but I feel like you guys might know something that Stuffin could benefit from. You having traveled with him, and him being part of your group and all.
Yes.
What?
Okay. Step aside. Let some eyes look.
Oh my gosh.
Quick question. What is Stuffin's class again?
Wizard.
He's a wizard.
Okay. And what is his
Rolls and grimoire.
He's a chronergy wizard, I think I said.
Okay. What about a +1 arcane grimoire?
That sounds pretty awesome.
Okay. So there's like this book that's kind of like on like a like nicely ornate design stand. It's kind of open, and it's just giving off like nice, radiant, magical energy, and Kato kind of like closes the book and approaches Stuffin with it, and he goes, would this be able to help you on your journey?
Well, sir, that is mighty kind of you, if I'm being quite honest. Yes, I think it could.
Okay, so this is like this looks like a really big, heavy book, but like the second that Stuffin's hands make contact with it, it kind of shrinks to a more manageable size for Stuffin.
Oh, you do?
What's that?
Sorry, I'm looking at the comments. Yeah, I'm sorry. Someone's pulled me up to say that they're locking the gate. I probably gotta go for a second.
Okay, no problem.
I'll make a note of it so that way you can record it next time.
Yep, a +1 arcane grimoire.
Okay, Leo.
Can I just drive this way? No, I've got trains. I have to go up the way and go in the main end. Okay.
So potion room now?
All right. So,
all right, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
What's the over/under on a Staff of Power?
What do you mean?
Is there any chance that that's in there?
Oh,
or they'll give it.
The stat. I don't even. You know what? I'm gonna need to look that up a second.
It's a high level item.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. It's one thing I was thinking of, and it's like I'm honestly just curious if they even have anything at that level in there. I know it's like a very rare, so that is pushing it, but I was just curious.
Yeah. So we're kind of like in this treasure in the treasure room there are there's a number of magical items, but they are kind of like lower end magical items.
Okay.
And I'll word it that way.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
So, how about let's see, let me think for a second.
You can always look for boots of elven-kind. It would be helpful for you.
Oh, I already have those.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, though. I was thinking maybe like asking for an instrument of the bards, but I feel like I don't know.
Wouldn't happen to have any cleansing stones in here, would you?
They're like common items.
What?
It's a shower and a magic item.
It's a what?
It's a shower and contained within a magic item. You touch the stone and you and everything you're wearing is clean to a polish.
Okay.
Basically prestidigitation, but as a free spell.
Okay.
You can use it multiple times.
You know what? I will say that there's like a pile of them.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to steal one too.
One of those, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Anybody who wants to grab a cleansing stone can grab a cleansing stone.
All right. I'll take one of those. And honestly, I'm just gonna ask if like maybe I could come back someday, and check this out. But I really just was not thinking, and I still can't think of anything. So
fair. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is not like a one and done type deal.
No,
but yeah, I mean, so we'll sure you'll be making lots of trips back and forth, and if there's things that you want to kind of like grab from the treasure room, if there's things you would like to contribute to the treasure room, so I'm also kind of like at this point, because there's going to be like ample time to like deal with this mechanic. In dealing with the you kind of get the impression that this is also a staging point for a potential more advanced armory. The pile of cleansing stones, seem like they're jokingly placed there, but like there's a lot of them. Like there's at least like 60 plus cleansing stones there, and somebody put them there.
Wow.
Yeah, so like this is something that kind of like has been quietly accumulating over time. And the fact that they are using this area serves a dual purpose. It serves the purpose in one respect. The treasure room is one of the most highly guarded areas of the castle. And also, it's because it is seen by so few people, it is a very inconspicuous area. So if you wanted to store things that were not rupee-oriented, it would be a most secure place to do it. So there definitely is something that is going on behind the scenes with the additional items found in the treasure room.
I see.
I'm unmuted right now here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a contribution I would like to make to the treasury.
What would you like to?
It's beautiful, beautiful crystalline dye. It sparkles, and people like it a lot. They want it a lot. I would give it to you, but someone has to pay for it. Preferably someone you don't like. Well, that's rude. I don't want to do that to someone. Is there some way to add something to the treasury without actually giving it to someone if that object can only be transferred by giving it to someone?
So if you would like to persuade someone to take something, you are welcome to do a check, but
I don't want to die. I mean, what kind of fairy would give people things that are cursed? But it's a powerful magic item. It's a place for powerful magic items. So I don't know. I mean, can't even take it. I'm out of ideas. Okay.
Well, so let's run this out and let's see if you want to move forward with it. In the presence of your general vicinity, you have Kato, and you have a there's about 8 guards by the door of the entrance to the treasure room. Once you get in there, there's not really anyone present. So if you want to, if you want to try to hand off the die,
do I see him trying to do this?
I don't want to hand off the die. I would just make me a bad person. And anyone who would willingly take the die is probably in need of severe medical help from a mental health professional.
So the guards have already had a hard time. They don't need something to make them even worse off.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm gonna just hold this up. I take this cursed die and make your life pretty miserable. I hear. Any takers? Anyone?
I've already had it. Egon's already had it. I'm pretty sure we don't want it back. I recommend you give it to someone either in Zora's domain or Zora's domain.
Yeah,
specifically, like, give it as a gift. Give it to a gift, like, to the king.
In the general vicinity, nobody seems
that would
too
be funny.
Yes, it would.
Nobody seems too quick to want to take the admittedly cursed item from you.
I figured I'd ask.
You haven't had the fun of it yet.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
Until tomorrow.
Okay. So, on your way to the potion room. All right. So, you make your way out of the treasury. They close up the door. You end up traveling down a corridor which you have not traveled down before. And you come across a... no, actually, let me rephrase that. You start to travel down into a basement area of the castle, and this would be reminiscent to most of you as heading towards the jailing area where we last saw Anthony Bellucci. And before,
I remember that creepy guy that bounced around a bunch and just like visibly shudder.
You absolutely could. Before you get to the entrance to the jail, though, you do make a turn and travel down an adjacent hallway. And does anybody currently have anything active?
What do you mean by active?
Like spells?
Yeah.
We have water breathing active because I do that every morning.
I'm wearing my ring and holding onto my sword. Well, as holding onto my sword as I can get,
Yeah.
So I don't have it like pointed at people, but it's like on my person in its sheath.
Okay. So you come to this door and the door opens and there is just It is like the Costco of potion rooms.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. I'm beginning to understand how fucked we are.
Why?
The kingdom has made all of this stuff. This is terrifying. It means we're gonna need all this stuff.
Okay. Kato's just going in going, Isaac made that one, and that one, and that one, and that one.
Nice.
Going down the line.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'm pointing out that there are various different potions, and they are all meticulously organized. So,
Nice.
potion of speed, Gully, you said you were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you mentioned Takedo, and he brings you to an area of Iraq where there are at least 10 of them.
Wow. Okay.
He pulls one off of the shelf, inspects it pretty thoroughly, and once he seems satisfied with it, he hands it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
He says, would anybody else be interested in a potion?
Kato, I forgot to ask you one other thing before we left the treasury. I am so sorry.
What might that be?
Did you guys happen to have any additional bags of holding back there?
And he kind of, you notice his eyes kind of do a quick dart, and he seems to waver on lying, but the Cato-ness of him gets to him, and he goes, listen, we don't have any in the treasure room, but we do have bags of holding, but given the destructive potential of too many bags being in circulation, we kind of keep a close knit thing on those.
No, I understand, but you're allowing us to take a lot of things, and this is a lot to kind of try and carry around.
I mean, would you like a belt? And he is alluding to.
Can I chime in? Like,
yeah.
Genuinely looking like absentmindedly, like he's been thinking about something for comments. Oh, sorry.
No. What is your chime?
I wanted to say, I'm really sorry for interrupting this, but I think it's a character thing. You guys, like, would it be helpful if I, like, contributed potions to here? Like, I have one that might be of assistance in some kind of way.
Of
And I
course.
take out and offer him the control weather potion.
And he, like, as you take it out, the purple glow of the control weather potion just kind of like reflects off of his face.
I chime in with, after all you've given us, it would make me feel better if I could give something back.
And he does. He kind of like very like cautiously takes it in his hand, like cups it and cups the potion bottle from beneath. Because this is a significant donation.
It's an antique. It's been knocking around for a while. We got this fresh from the potion vendor that we saved from Death Mountain a long time ago, back in my world.
as well. I happily and humbly accept this potion.
Thanks.
And I will see to it that it is properly stored and cataloged. He goes, "Is there?" So he kind of like circles back to Gully. He goes, "We do have so some belts that could potentially aid you in specifically what you are concerned about, without having cataclysmic repercussions."
Yeah, well, what kind of belts are you talking about?
And he verbally describes it because it's not something that would be like found in the potion room, but there is one that is visible to you guys, and I'm going to cite that one. It's called a medium-sized utility belt. So, a medium-sized utility belt contains room for 5 pouches. When a pouch is equipped, the player may use an item out of their pouch as a bonus action. Players may not use the contents from separate pouches in this way. All items inside a singular pouch must be identical items. So, a medium utility belt has room for 5 pouches. Pouches that are able to be equipped onto a utility belt are a fairy jar pouch, a healing potion pouch, a bomb pouch, or a quiver. I'm going to alter the healing potion pouch note to say that it can fit any potion, but yeah. So essentially, it gives you room to have accessibility for more items that may be stashed in your inventory.
Okay.
Okay. So he notes and he goes, "All right, we can fit you with a medium-sized utility belt, and we will equip you with whatever 5 pouches you feel are necessary to help you adventure better."
All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. But back to the task at hand about actual potions. Is there any potions that anybody would be interested in?
Let's see.
Superior healing potions.
So
okay. Sorry. No, you should probably go first. This is going to be a bigger thing.
Okay. So there are 3 types of healing potions. There is a red healing potion, which cures 2d4 plus 2. There is a bright red healing potion, which heals 4d4 plus 4. And there is a glowing red potion, which heals 8d4 plus 8. And so I'd say that he, you know what? Yeah, he would offer you a glowing red healing potion.
Cool. Okay.
What a potion of maximum power.
Oh god.
Want to break the game? That's the way to break the game right there.
A potion of
There are 2 ways to do things. The right way, or 3 ways to do things. The right way, the wrong way, and the max power way.
Yeah.
Isn't that just the wrong way? Yes, but faster.
But faster.
No, that we do not have any potions of maximum power. And he goes, I mean, off the top of my head, we have a light potion, a potion that will cast the spell light. What's this? I'm looking. Listen, we're going old school on potions. Okay. We're not going to talk about that potion just yet. Because we have a fireball potion. We have.
Cool. I don't remember that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So basically, like the only limitation to a fireball potion, and it casts fireball at level 3. But the only downside is that since it's a potion and not a spell, it is limited to your ability to throw the actual potion.
That's funny. That makes sense.
Yeah. But that also creates very. I mean, believe me, I know that I don't need to tell you guys how to break shit. But
Oh yeah, no, I'm already imagining what happens if I ask him for 10 of them and then compare it. And just combine that inside a force cage with a delayed blast fireball and see what happens. And more importantly, see if there's anything left of who was inside that force cage.
Yeah, and that's something you just thought up in like 0.2 seconds. So, yeah. Like honestly, this
I have problems.
This room is so vast that he kind of like he doesn't have a lot of like working. Memory of like working inventory, but as I said, like this room itself is very meticulously organized. So if you suggest something, he would kind of know the path to go to look for it.
One more potion. I'm just curious if you happen to have any of. Do you happen to have any potions of giant size?
As well, if we do, it would be.
You can have it.
It would be over this way, and you just start kind of like walking, and there's 2 main potions, not specifically a potion of giant size, but there is 2 potions that basically there's a potion of enlarge and a potion of reduce. 2 distinct separate potions.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if you want to, depart with either of these, I won't say no.
All right, so, oh wait, okay, so we're dealing. We are dealing with 1 potion per person.
Oh, I already got 1 potion, so never mind that.
Okay, so but if you would like to switch it out, you absolutely could.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. And anybody else? And I would like to point out that if somebody would not be interested in a potion, that Gully is interested in multiple potions.
I'll give you mine, Gully. You can choose.
All right. So,
okay, we'll take the enlarge.
Potion of enlarge for Gully.
Hey, I've been kind of coming and going. I would like a potion.
A what potion?
Let's see. I want something that just something crazy. Give me something crazy. Do you have a crazy?
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. I was not going to talk about this, but now I'm going to circle back and talk about it. He takes this potion. It is a glowing golden potion, and he says, "If we're going to get crazy, as you say, I would like to suggest for a spellcaster this potion." And he holds it up, and this potion is called an augmentation elixir. So, what the augmentation elixir does, it is a potion containing a one-time use. When combined with another potion or spell, augmentation elixirs will increase the level of said potion or spell by 1 level.
Interesting.
So, to circle it back to Fireball, say, for example, if you wanted to cast Fireball and you coupled it with the Augmentation Elixir, you could cast a level 4 Fireball using a level 3 spell slot. Or if you had an offensive Elixir that dealt damage, you could also up the spell level of that potion by 1 level.
So, whoever got that enlarged potion could take this and get, like, super, super big.
The first thing we're doing is breaking this shit. Yes, it would. I would say even with the enlarged potion, it would have a doubling effect on the enlargement potion.
Holy moly!
Like that.
Would you like that
Damn.
for your potion, Stefan?
Yeah, sure. That seems like it's fun and unpredictable.
All right. Add an augmentation elixir to your inventory.
Be the next man looking like a
Someone goes to
sucker.
the chat because I can't really write anything down right now.
Okay.
God damn.
Wait. Lito, are you taking notes for Stefan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
All
be back in a little bit.
That's fine.
So what item did he just guess? I'm sorry.
It's called an augmentation elixir. I will make it public.
I got it.
All right. All right, and put it in the journals. All right. It is now visible in the potions, tonics, and elixirs part of the journals.
Cool.
All right. So that's Stefan's potion, that's Deacon's potion, that is Gully's potion, and I do not believe you picked the potion, Lito.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You can. I'm still looking.
Can I make like some kind of insight check? See if I'm about to do something really stupid with what I want to do.
Sure.
I want to tell Kato about the weird syringes we found that made the super soldier go crazy.
Ooh.
In the fire temple.
That's a nice throwback. That is something that Isaac is still working with.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I'm wording it that way because I do not believe that he is specifically working with it. I believe he has a connection that he is working on it with. But okay, so yes, the syringes.
Okay. Can I ask Kato if I can cast Sending in here real quick?
Yeah, there is nothing preventing that in this area.
Okay, just making sure. Thank you. So I cast Sending on Isaac, and I go, Hi, excuse me. Alright, that's right. So please don't count the Are you still working on those green syringes I gave you? And do you mind me telling the Crown about them? Question mark?
Alright. And he says, I have an update, but we are learning new things constantly. But yes, you may tell the Crown.
Okay, cool. Alright, so, does anybody want me to explain what I'm talking about, or can I just say I tell Kato?
Tell Kato.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I tell Kato.
Alright. Do you tell him everything, or do you leave anything out?
100% of everything.
Okay. It is not something that he seems to be in any way familiar with.
And that's why I bring it up to you. No offense. I didn't mean that in like a, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I mean, he understands, like, the Yiga part of it, but the effect that it had on that particular Yiga, and Kato himself seemed to be unaware that there were secret areas of the temples. Just kind of like the whole thing is more of like a intel learning experience for him.
Huh. I don't know why I didn't realize that they probably didn't know that was a thing. I could have sworn I told them about that.
I don't remember. I mean, if you did mention to him, I don't think you might have only said,
I must
like,
not go
select
into
things.
the right kind of detail. I'm probably only hinted at it or something.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I told Zelda at some... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Maybe. Sometimes I forget things.
Same here. For all I know, I was, like, just telling... Yeah, because, I was probably telling someone else, to be honest. You know what it was?
We were talking about telling Zelda.
Yeah. I told Drew, and he told Zelda on my behalf. Okay, there we go. That's how we got here.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, he says, listen, I mean, there's obviously a lot going on, and it's good to know that there is something like that going around. But if as this progresses for you, any information that you could feel free to divulge as you learn it, like that would be very helpful.
I went for a fist bump with Kato.
Fist bump? Done.
Hell yeah. We've had our ups and downs, Kato, but please know I always have respect for you.
Of course. Absolutely. The feeling is mutual.
Nice. Alright, so yeah,
So we ready to get this volatile being out of this town?
Ah, true. Yeah, we should probably be doing that, huh?
Well, what about Lito?
I'm going to forego the potion for something for someone else, since I have too many that I'm looking at, and we can always come back.
Absolutely.
But I will get one for anybody who wants it, so speak up and take it from me. Probably means Gully since he was looking for more than one.
Huh.
Well, I think I got all the ones that I could possibly get for now. The only other one that I would think of would be another glowing red one.
You can do that. I do have a question, though. If we throw the potion at someone, does it still work?
Ultimately, it depends on the potion. Like for example, if you were to throw a control weather potion at somebody, it wouldn't really do much. Certain potions, such as healing potions, need to be orally ingested. But certain potions, like a fireball potion, are specifically intended to be thrown or planted or anything of that nature. So yeah, like for example, like if you throw a healing potion at somebody, it wouldn't heal them. It might actually deal 1d4 damage.
Okay.
Ow.
And if nobody else wants it, I do have one that I'll ask for.
Go right ahead, sir. You've got one.
How about a potion of fire breath?
It's like, all right, back to the fire potion section. And he starts going to the fire potion section, and yeah, there is a potion of fire breath.
Just imagine a stone elemental, with fire breath.
Nice.
Nice.
So pointing out a potion of fire breath is one of those potions that would need to be orally consumed for the effect.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now that we are like really starting to delve into the potions of this campaign, pointing out that potions, much like we have been largely running healing potions. So the way that we have been operating that mechanic is that a potion can be consumed as a bonus action or an action, provided that the bonus action or action is available for consumption. But a double potion cannot be used as an action and bonus action. So
No problem.
yeah, so that has been the existing healing potion mechanic. So now that we are incorporating other potions into this mechanic, I'm just stating that mechanic extends to all potions. Okay, so we got the fire breath potion, and now the
Before we leave the castle, remember, I asked if we can go heal some people real quick.
Yes. So we have we're going to go to the infirmary, and we're going to we will take care of as many soldiers as we can, and we will also get Gully that belt to aid with his inventory. Okay. So they make a very, he takes you to a very quick trip to almost like a leather oriented room where you find kind of like a number of basic kind of leather and hide armor, some leather and hide gloves. Nothing will ping as magical. But also he he goes a little bit deeper in, and he is able to find kind of like a belt rack where he grabs one and gives it to Gully. Okay. So, to the infirmary?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, traveling to the infirmary, you come up to, like, you start to make your way to the higher levels of the castle. Things are a lot more well lit now. And you come across this hall that you get the impression it's almost like a makeshift infirmary. You know, like there's, I want to say, let's pick a nice even number and say that there are 50 people shoved into this room. I say shoved, but like they're not kind of, there's ample space for all of these people. And you see people in various stages of ailment, of hurt. You know, the worst off people are kind of like laid out in beds and covered in bandages. There are...
How big is this room, specifically?
I would say that if I can do a callback and reference this, if not, I'll try to be a little more specific. It's about the size of the room where you ran the Gauntlet one-shot. So it is kind of like rectangular shaped. There's a number of pillars that are around the room. But it's almost the size of like a ballroom. In fact, it looks like it might be a ballroom when it's not an infirmary.
Okay.
But if you are you looking like in terms of like a radius spell?
Yeah, I have a 30-foot radius. I can do 3 times to heal people.
Okay. I would say that each side, like it is probably maybe like 50 foot wide by 75 feet long. That's not to say that they're fully encompassing the area, but yeah. So to like, all right. So just to like describe like the people, there are some people who seem to have suffered like burn abrasions. There are some people with like head wraps. There are at least 5 to 7 people who are kind of like making their way around on crutches, who appear to be missing limbs or parts of limbs. But people in various stages of hurt. The best people that are on there in the area are the ones that are kind of like have select bandages around themselves, and they are fully functioning and also kind of like tending to the worse off people.
So I'm going to go towards the worst off.
Okay. So I would say like
that's where I'm going to start.
All right. So that
I'd like to follow.
The worse off people would be at the closest part to the door, taking up both sides of the room. The center of the room has a like a ceremonial carpet that they are just like nobody is forbidden from walking on them, but the people who are bedridden, like there are no beds on the carpet.
Fine.
So
who is the worst looking person that might be missing limbs to? I'm looking for that person who is really screwed up, who's like missing both legs and an arm type of thing.
All right. There is one gentleman who is...
I'm going to go to him.
He is missing both his legs. They are very tightly, neatly bandaged up. And he just like a lot of his body seems to have been burned in one area or another.
Okay. I'm going to cast a spell now that's going to help. So I'll look at him and be like,
If you don't mind, I think I could help you a little bit. Does he say anything, or does he just lay there like...
He subtly raises his head, and he tries to say something, but it just comes out as like forced wheezing.
Don't worry. Let me help. And I'll cast Generation on him. Regenerate.
All right. So you...
He's gonna have all of his legs. He's gonna have all of his parts back.
Does anybody know where I'm going with this yet? No.
Did you make Lieutenant Dan?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's not gonna be Lieutenant Dan anymore.
So the legs regenerate, the burns heal, and he gets this revitalizing surge of energy. He throws, his blankets off of him, and in the bed next to him, you can hear, "Lieutenant Dan, you got your legs!"
Nice.
Okay. That's one down. Now it's time just to walk around and do the actual healing.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Yeah. So, what kind of healing would you like to administer?
I'm going to do Mass Cure Wounds 3 times in the area. Just basically heal as much as I can, move to the next area, and if there's more that needed, I'll use the third one from there.
Okay.
3 times I'm going to use it.
All right. So I would say that 3 times really does kind of like, but by the first time you do the first one and you see the effect that, or not you, but everyone that's there kind of sees what's going on, they do start to kind of like congregate as much as they can.
That's fine.
Like the more mobile patients start to like converge on like the bedridden people, and I would say that the vast majority of people kind of are healed.
Okay.
Save one. There is a very broad-shouldered man kind of standing on like the far end of the room is a balcony, which lets in like a lot of fresh air and sunlight, and while this whole commotion's going on, there just seems to be this one person who is just staring out over the balcony and does not seem to be too eager to really get involved in what is going on.
Okay. So I don't know if Deacon does any healing himself. Otherwise, I would pick him up and basically point him at the guy and go, "Deacon, speak."
Okay. Honestly, is there any healing left to be done after that?
I mean, there's a few odds and ends. The vast majority of people are healed. I would say maybe like, aside from the guy on the balcony, maybe 5 people. And those aren't even like the worst off. Those are just kind of like the head wounds and,
Gotcha.
maybe like some arms in a sling.
Any more missing limbs?
No, all
Nice.
missing limbs have been returned.
Okay, so can I just like it's kind of like that cartoon sequence where it's like he moves in like a zigzag motion from like sick person to sick person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, ooh, okay, 4th level cure wounds for you, 4th level cure wounds for you, 4th level cure wounds for you. Ooh, you get a 5th one because of the amount of spell slots, and You get a third one because you smell bad.
Nice. Okay, so now every single person, save one specific person, has been healed.
All right. So yeah, like a slightly crazy bomb chew of just vibrating. I seek out the guy on the balcony. And I take off my ring, so I look a little more like a younger sort of Deku Shrub, you know. My gives me my green natural color back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna look up at him. And I'm gonna ask, so what's wrong, mister? Are you okay?
All right, so you start to approach, and as you approach, you start to get a better glimpse of this person. So as you approach, like, the sunlight's coming in from the balcony, so a lot of his body is kind of like silhouetted. But as you get closer and your eyes kind of adjust to the light, you realize that that his wounds are fairly egregious for somebody who should be standing. You can see, like, at the bottom of his hospital gown, his feet are completely bandaged. In terms of the medical treatment that everyone has been getting, everyone had clean bandages, everyone was being well cared for. And he kind of, like, looking at his feet, you realize that he is he has been getting the treatment, but he has not been caring for himself. Like, he should not be up on his feet, and it just kind of, like, agitated, and you can see, like, soaking through of his wrappings. You notice that his hands are fully wrapped as well, and he's just for most people, most people in his position would not be able to be on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
And he as he hears you approach, and you get to his side, he looks down, and it takes a second before you realize who's looking at you.
Andy Bill.
Do you know who's looking at you?
Is this Drew?
Yeah.
Ooh, fuck, dude. So Deacon's brow kind of furrows, like, as he, as his recognition kind of comes across his face. He goes, Drew, you're really hurt. Why are you pushing yourself like this? What's going on?
Because the pain is temporary. The injuries will heal. And then, he says, he looks down and he says, it's good to see you again, Deacon. And then his eyes kind of, like, dart back over to the horizon. And he says, my wounds will heal, my bones will mend. But there's so many who weren't as lucky as I am.
He nods slowly. Is he, like, leaning on anything? Or, like, is he just, like, straight standing?
He had, like, you can see, like, there is a cane, but it is, like, dropped to the floor, and he is like not utilizing it, although he very clearly probably should.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to just kind of like gently put my hand on his, and I'm going to I'm gonna use one of my sorcery points to subtle spell regenerate on him. Which aside from the like it lasts for an hour, it heals 10 HP a minute. So basically what that means is it's gonna heal him for what's that? 10 HP a minute, 60 minutes to an hour, so 600 HP.
He yanks
over
his hand
the course
away.
of the next hour. Ooh, okay.
Says, I'm sorry, but I can't.
Says, I guess you know my tricks by now.
It hasn't been that long. It has been a while, but some things will never change no matter what. That's the
truth.
Those were my men out there. Those were my brothers out there.
He kind of like leaves his hand to his side and then just kind of nods slowly. Yeah, this cost a lot of good men.
I will be physically okay in time, but I took on this responsibility. I took on this promotion. I took on this vow. And when I have my next opportunity to tear these bastards down, I will be more prepared.
He nods, just kind of like listening slowly, and then he kind of like takes his hand again, visibly shows that his other hand is off his sword. So like, so he's not trying it again. Because he has to be touching a weapon to do that.
Mm.
He says, "Hey, nothing else. Make sure when you do, you should do it with us sometime. You should, I would be honored to fight by your side sometime for a mission of, vindication like that. I'm always with you in spirit, but maybe someday we'll fight together in action, Drew. I know you were taking good care of your men, and it's good to see you."
As I tried to take its head.
That's the worst part, isn't it?
As it laid there, and I got ready to land the final blow and take back something, so this didn't all feel for nothing. It melted. It melted in my hands. I didn't know what to do. So we gathered everyone that we could. And we came back empty-handed.
I know it seems like a Pyrrhic victory, I imagine. But what it also means is that we're capable of taking the fight to them when it comes. do it. This is ultimately. He takes a deep breath and just kind of shakes his head. And he's like, "This is the work of true evil, and even if we can't make that creature atone for its sin, true, even if we can't make it feel the pain that it decided to deal out, rest assured, we will make sure that whoever it is that is responsible for this does so in place."
I believe you.
There's a phrase I learned that that I heard recently. From well, I'll get to that another time. The flesh knows it suffers, even when the mind does not.
I like that. Listen, you all have done a tremendous service for my men. It does not go unnoticed, and it does not go unappreciated. Says my body will heal before their minds do.
Yeah. It's for what we could do, I know it's a bandage, but at the same time, any help we can do, well, I don't know. They owe more to you than to us right now. So I think we'd be down here one way or the other, and that's just you managed to lead a good number of them back, and each one of them probably owes that to you more than anything else. Again, more than us, more than anything else.
Thank you. And if I may, if it's not too much trouble, can I ask a favor?
Sure.
We brought back as many fallen as we could. But we couldn't get them all. And, well, although my soldiers are now able-bodied, I would
think of what they would go through trying to do that deed.
Yeah.
I'll have Chimkin get an aerial eye view, and I'll use my move earth, and I'll take care of it.
It is appreciated.
Of course. Don't be a stranger, Drew. Anything else I can do?
Thank you. It was good seeing you again.
Likewise. And start using that cane. Make sure that I do see you again. Don't need you falling off this balcony. That's not a hero's death.
I will use my cane.
I mage hand it up to him since it fell to the floor.
Alright. Give me an insight check.
Nice. Finding it, sorry. Insight.
It is not it is not a difficult DC. Yeah, that's good enough.
11.
Yeah, as he grabs the cane, you can see the shaking of his hand, and you can feel the absolute rage emanating, and you get the impression that it is not for walking in which he intends to use this cane.
Fair enough. God, fair enough. This is my ass-beating cane.
Yeah. He is ready to dole out a grade A whooping with that cane.
Hell yeah.
All right. Okay. So with this conversation, the infirmary largely that starts to file out. People walking out on their own two legs, and burns are removed, and as they start to kind of like file out, pretty much one of the only things left are just the remnants of their former injuries. You can hear that they all plan on going to the inn for a pint.
What time of day is it?
Mid to late afternoon.
Okay.
All right. So, what would you like to do?
I've got two things.
Oh, sorry.
You can go first.
Thanks. I was gonna say, hey guys, I have an errand I gotta run. He asked me for something to kind of help put those who have been lost to rest out in the field. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go probably do that for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Right.
I was just gonna go talk to Bradford and then go back to Ito's to talk to them.
Okay.
Shouldn't be that long. I can try and help. I don't really have move earth or anything, but I can dig as a creature.
That'd be cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Betcha.
Yes.
Mushroom. Okay. Well, what about everyone else? Have a
Filling
good.
stuff in.
Yeah, don't. Wow.
We can always just stay together. My two things are going to be real quick.
That worked.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's literally all I need to do at Bradford's is give him money and then give some instructions to Cetos, and then we can go.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, making your way towards the exit of of Hyrule Castle, and making a detour to Bradford's on your way out.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in. You walk into his office, and as per usual, there are stacks of papers everywhere, and somewhere mulling through that endless abyss of paperwork, you have no doubt is Bradford.
Okay. Bradford, I'm here to talk to you.
And you hear a rustling of papers in the back of the office, and it's closer and closer and closer, and then through this pile of paper, Bradford's face pops out. He says,
How is it looking since he's been dead for a while?
slowly deteriorating. His cheeks are getting a little bit sunken in. He is starting to miss just like some small little divots of skin. His hair is starting to get a little bit stringy, but he's in his usual high hopes.
So, Bradford, I heard I owe you money.
Yes, I was. I know that it has been a minute, and I've been kind of, especially since you are such a favored customer and well connected, I have been kind of delaying as best as I can.
Yeah. Just tell me what I owe.
And he breaks out an abacus, and he starts kind of running the things back and forth and running numbers, just almost like appearing as, after a while, you get the feeling that he is just saying arbitrary numbers under his breath, and he has no idea how to use an abacus.
Okay.
And he goes, I should probably just check the paperwork.
Yeah, that might be easier.
And he just reaches into a pile, takes out the paperwork, and goes, I mean, I guess it hasn't been that long. But, like, 2 months? Huh.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It looks like you're only in the hole for about 500.
Okay. And I take out of my purse, I will give him 2,000.
Ooh!
Is that way it'll make a hit on the interest too, I hope.
And he goes, would you, from one friend to another, would you like me to apply this immediately, or would you like me to extend this out into the monthly payments?
All at once now.
Okay. And he starts, like, he takes out like this, he kind of like reaches behind, like towards his ear, and he pulls a very long quill out of it and touches it to his tongue and dips it in a little inkwell and just starts making notes. It says minus 2,000. And he goes, okay, you are good. And then he takes the quill and puts it right back in his ear, unflinching.
Okay, well, next time, if you need me, you know where to find me. I'm at Cito's half the time. So, you have a good day. We got some other business to take care of.
All right. Thank you for stopping by.
No problem.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, making your way outside of Hyrule Castle and into the town, you can see that the town is in much brighter spirits than you had left it. There are
actually,
I know we're going to Cito's, but I'm painting the picture. And we don't have, we still need to, we still need to do a picture of Cito's on our chat broadcast. But yeah, so but as you get into Hyrule Castle Town Square, you realize, the town itself is in much higher spirits. What kind of like started out as a intent to go to the inn for a pint has kind of spilled out into the streets in a very celebratory, almost like Mardi Gras-esque street party. So that's kind of what you have walked into Hyrule Castle Town Square with. Yeah, so
we go to Cito's.
Still making, okay, so
look at Gully. I look at Gully and stuff and be like, No, you probably don't need to go into Tito's, but I had another idea. If you want to go into the tavern and see if our lovebirds are available.
Yeah, we can go check on them. See if,
Yeah.
Well, do you want to see if they're ready to go, or do you just want to check on them? What's the
Whatever
goal?
you feel like. I just know you're big and burly, so most people get out of your way, and Stuffin's kind of small, so he can kind of zigzag through the crowd. That type of thing.
I mean, yeah. If we're ready to, go ahead and have the lovebirds leave, yeah, we can go retrieve them.
I'm gonna go into Tito's, give them a little directions. You'll get them. We'll make a quick stop to take care of the bodies, and then we'll be on our way to Death Mountain, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
So who is heading to? Okay. So which one do you want to tackle first? Do you want to tackle Cito's or the inn?
Tito's is just gonna be real quick, and then I'm out.
Okay. So you're going to like the party splitting, and they're going to the inn, and you're going to meet them at the inn.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
I guess I'll go to the inn too, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So you start to make your way to the inn. Kind of like going through the crowd of these new celebratory soldiers and their families and all this, pomp and circumstance. Like you can hear that there's a band playing inside the inn. And okay, so you make your way into the inn, and it is just like shoulder to shoulder packed. And you, at first glance, see no. You don't see Bell or Turbay anywhere. What would you like to do?
Interesting. We'll ask around to see if anyone knows where they went.
Okay. There is at this time of day there is a hostess, a bartender, and regular and just kind of like regular people that are in the place. Who would you like to ask?
Definitely gonna go see my favorite hostess if she's working.
Yeah. So she's like, "Hey, there's my favorite breakfast buffet guy. How you doing?"
Doing good. Always happy to see you.
Likewise. Are you here for the party?
Hey. No. Well, what party?
She's like, "This party." She's like, they just came in and it almost like started instantaneously. Like it was just like it started off as a slow kind of day, and and then this broke out.
Huh. Well, I wasn't here for the party, but we might stay. Well, we really don't have time to stay. But I was actually looking for that couple that we got a room for, so they can have some time to themselves because they had been separated for a while. Have you happened to see them leave or go anywhere?
Oh yeah, that pretty little island girl and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
I mean they're still here as best as I can tell, but they're in their room. I mean they were kind of like out here.
But they went back to the room.
Yeah, like the second that things started to get a little festive here, they just retreated back into their room.
Okay, fair enough. Makes sense. I mean, hey, they've been away for a while, so they're trying to catch up. Good deal. Okay. All right. Well, do you know which room it is?
Oh yeah. Up those stairs and second room on the left.
All right. Awesome. Well, we'll make sure we come back and see you on the way out.
Of course. I'll be here. And she's kind of like doing like her, like she's kind of like dancing to the music a little bit, but almost like like white girl drunk dancing.
Gotcha.
Little small gestures.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So you go up the stairs, and what would you like to do?
So yeah, we'll head on upstairs, to the room, and we'll knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and the door kind of opens very, very slowly and cautiously, and you can see like Belle's eyes kind of like peek out from the crack in the door.
Well, hey there, guys. Hopefully not interrupting anything at the moment.
No. Golly, happy to see you. Come on in.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not just me. The other guys are with me, too.
Oh, and she opens the door a little bit broader, and she's like, "Oh, come on in."
All right. And we'll head on in.
All right.
So, see, there's a party going on downstairs. That's kind of out of nowhere.
she's like, I mean, it's been a while since I have been to a party, but and she kind of like head gestures towards a Turbe who's kind of like sitting on the bed. She goes, I don't think a Turbe was up for it, so we're just kind of enjoying the quiet at the moment.
No, enjoying peace and quiet is, it's good. It's great. Speaking of which, we were actually, coming to, go ahead and take you away from this crazy rambunctious place. How's that sound?
And the Turbe interjects and says, "That sounds great."
Awesome.
This is.
Oh no, Turbe, you're not feeling too good, are you?
He goes, it's a little overwhelming.
That makes sense.
Everything was fine, but now I'm feeling a little tense. I don't want to be any type of downer or party pooper, but I kind of feel like I don't want to be here at this moment.
No, fair enough. There's nothing at all wrong with that. That's great timing. Then we were getting ready to head out of town.
Yes. Wonderful. Let's go.
He sounds very ready to go.
Yeah, he is like 100% ready to go.
Okay. All right. Is this like, anxiety? Or is it having a bad feeling about Pongo already coming back?
Good question.
I hope it's that, and not that it was, poor performance on his part because he's been away for so long.
Give me a medicine check. So as I have narrated about like the way that the phylactery regeneration is going to work, that you will see like visible signs of him changing. So
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, give me a medicine check to see if you notice like any paling of the skin, any change in his eyes or hair or anything like that.
Okay. Can I give myself enhanced ability for advantage?
Absolutely.
Nice, thank you. Okay, alright. Medicine. 21. Oh, wow.
All right. He still seems to be fully a Turbe.
Thank God.
It is probably a mixture of one, it's been a while since he's been in a crowd that size, and so it may be a little bit anxiety-inducing, and two, specifically the crowd is 100% Hylian, and he has been heavily alluding to really not being fond of Hylians for reasons that he has not divulged yet.
Mm.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, so just to like reiterate and expand, like, because Gully's Hylian, like for everything that the party has done for Iturbe and been through with Iturbe, like Iturbe fully welcomes everyone in the group, regardless of anything. But to like elaborate on this situation, in the one shot, it was specifically Bacalon and other people that I will divulge in time that were instrumental in everything that happened to Iturbe. And yeah, so he does have a large amount of mistrust, especially for Hylian military. So he's kind of in like this, where like a lot of these military people just kind of like popped up out of nowhere. He has kind of like reverted to this like self-preservation mode, where he knows he feels if something were to go sideways, not only could he not protect himself in such a crowd, but he could also not protect Bell. So when we're talking about like getting out of here, like he is 100% all about that. Okay, so what would we like to do?
It's Gully and stuff, and I have to make the decision. I'm not with you guys.
That is correct.
I mean, we're leaving to go well, are we taking them to Death Mountain, or are we taking them back to Lito's little sanctuary place, his island?
If I take them there, I can do that. But I thought you wanted to also check on your group that was going along.
Yeah, but more importantly, I wanted to get him away from people. So he doesn't.
Yeah, that's why if we go up, Death Mountain, we could take him by the Warbounder Sanctuary and check him there. And then it's out of the way, or Fire Temple.
Yeah, that's what get him out there. So, I'm cool. Wherever we're taking him, we're just getting him out of the city.
Right. That is exactly what Iturbe is cool with. All right. So, all
right, guys. Well, let's head on out of here. And we got to go through the stuff with Lito, and we'll head on out. All right.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
Deacon or Stuffin, have somewhere else we need to go first.
And okay, so just for are we going to Cedos, or are we meeting with Lito as he's exiting Cedos?
Well, I guess we'll just meet back at Cedos.
Okay.
If he's not already, back there, by the time for meeting us outside, by the time we're outside, we'll just go to Cedos.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now let's take this over to Lido. Lido, as you enter Cedo's, what is going on? I will say that there are a much smaller, tamer, composed group of people who are picking up still their healing potions.
Okay, so I'm gonna run over to Cleo and whisper in her ear, all of today, don't take any money from anybody for the potions. Just give them the 15 potions and be done with it for each group that comes in. It's my way of saying I'm sorry without telling them I'm really sorry.
And she goes, Are you sure?
Oh, no.
You can... It's my shop. I'll take the loss, but yes.
Well, that is incredibly kind and generous. I will make sure to note your generosity when they try to pay.
Okay. And make sure you guys get home. Well, I know Isaac basically lives here, but get home well. Don't let anybody push you around. Think about school still. I'm thinking about other businesses. I gotta go. Have a good day. Stay sharp. Here's looking at you, kid. And I run out the door.
Okay, so with the brevity of that interaction, I would say like that the party reconvenes pretty much in the center of the town.
Yeah. It was going to be fast. I literally was just going to tell them that and leave.
Okay, so okay. Let's see. Okay, so the party comes back together in the center of town by the by the by the water fountain, where you notice that they are having where a number of people are bobbing for apples in the town fountain.
Okay, so I walk over the town fountain and I take the cleansing stone and I put it in the water.
Okay, so as you put the cleansing stone in the water, and people continue to bob for apples, you can hear somebody with great surprise mutter to the person next to him, like, "Hey, these apples aren't salty anymore."
Oh. And then once it's done, I'll take the stone back out and put it away, but I wanted to do that.
Very kind of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you're all together, and how would you like to do anything before vacating the city? How would you like to vacate the city?
I have one more thing before they come back. I need to go back into Cedos.
Mm-hmm.
Very stupid, but I need to go back into Cedos. So I'll go back into Cedos. I'll go to the locked hatch that I have. I need to go down there, and I'm going to plant the mushrooms that I got from Lake Hylia, because I know the soup guy wants them, and I need to start growing them here.
Very nice.
So I will do that downstairs, set it up so that way it'll start to grow, and then come back up and then go back out. And that'll be it.
Sounds good. All right. Awesome callback. Okay, so the party reconvenes.
Hi, I'm back.
Welcome. You just missed the bobbing for apples in the town fountain.
Oh God.
That was cleaned. I cleaned it.
Oh God.
Yep.
Lito dropped in the
cleansing
Yeah,
stone.
okay, and the Hudson River is not polluted anymore. I gotcha.
No, the cleansing stone cleaned it, for at least now.
Yeah, so did the government. Sorry, dude. I'm just fucking with you. I know. I'm just.
So okay, we are together. Yes. All right. Okay. Okay. So what would you like to do?
Go out to the grapes.
Yeah, I didn't have anything left in town for me right now.
All right. So we were going to. Actually, let me
Like I was saying, I would imagine while we're doing this in town, Shimkin could be getting like a bird's eye view of
Like Jimkin's like flying ahead.
Yeah, to like see where it is, so that and then conveying that information to Deacon.
Okay, gotcha.
In case it wandered or something.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to take just a moment for exposition because this was a topic of conversation during last week's chat session. So this is an aerial view of Hyrule Castle Town, and it is the original Hyrule Castle Town map. So the reason I bring this up is because specifically the directions of So the gate to leave Hyrule Castle Town is to the east, or to the west. I'm sorry. Hyrule Castle is to the west. The area. The affluent area of town where they have the library and the Mystic Library is to the south. Now, what we discussed last week during our chat session is to the north, which we have not ventured into in the Cataclysm campaign specifically, is a graveyard. So, when we were talking about the graveyard specifically, well, Lita was looking up a bunch of books, and he was looking up gods and things like that. And the books noted that there were certain people that are of mortal birth who can affix themselves to a specific area so long as they have a grander purpose for that area. And it was noted that that Belle, as she was the protector of the spirit of the lake, was previously one of those people. The Big Goron is one of those people. I think, Deacon, you mentioned somebody else. This
Flora
session
would kind of be that, right?
Flora, yes. Flora would fall into that category. And also the Great Poe. So the Great Poe resides in the Hyrule Castle Town graveyard. Specifically that area because out of all the different races in Hyrule, the Hylians are easily the most militant and therefore unfortunately suffer the greatest amount of mortal loss due to battle. And the Great Poe resides in the graveyard to help the residents of the graveyard conclude their business and move on. So I wanted to bring that up because, as I said, we discussed it last week, and we are now traveling to the graveyard. So as we have done this, the party is now traveling north to the graveyard, and so
no, we're not going to the graveyard. We're going to the site where the bodies.
I thought that's where I was supposed to do the burying. I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Okay, I apologize. No, I misunderstood. Okay, so anyways, that's still a little bit of senseless exposition for everyone tonight. But yeah,
if the bodies were already moved, then we could do it there. I'm just saying.
Well, so there were the bodies that they were able to bring back with them were brought to the Hyrule Castle Town graveyard. But more specifically, what Drew was talking about was the bodies that they could not retrieve.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's what I was hunting for. Just making sure we're on the same page.
So with that, I'm going to bring up the Hyrule Castle Town map, and we'll go from there. Okay. Oh, I even have the marking still. That's great. All right. So, where Deacon's current location is where the portal opened. So it opened roughly about between 2 and 3 hours south of Hyrule Castletown. It is an area that I firmly believe would be etched in the memories of every single person in the party that attended that battle, which is everyone. So navigating to the area would not be difficult. So Deacon, as you said, like Chimkin is up in the air, flying ahead, getting a more aerial view.
Mm-hmm. In case there was any, like, travel.
Okay. So, within the area, there does seem to be a certain amount of traveling kind of like going on in the general vicinity. Some appear to be traveling merchants. Some are just more difficult to discern. They could just be, covered wagons that are traveling the road. What's that?
Sorry, what I meant by travel is like if there was any if the battle moved beyond that space where we left it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if the thing might have wandered 10 miles off where we saw it initially.
Okay.
Before they had sent out the soldiers to take care of it.
I thought maybe you were using Chimkin to check to see if it was like an ambush.
Oh. Honestly, if it is another ambush, I am dead.
It's not. It's not.
That. Fair enough.
So, but it's still kind of talking about just kind of things that Chimkin's seeing. He points out that he does see a number of equipped travelers kind of walking the road, bows strapped to their back, swords hilted to their side, things like that. But as far as Chimkin can tell, which I'll say flat out, he is absolutely correct, that there is no intended ambush or anything like that. Chimkin is able to convey that there are. I'm trying to remember the numbers that I said. Yeah. There are. Okay. So here's how I'm going to word this. The party that sent out, it was expressed that there were roughly 300 people that went to this battle.
Mm-hmm.
I narrated that roughly 25% of people came back. So that would be 75 people returned. Okay. There were about 50 people in the infirmary.
Wait, hang on. How many people went there? 300?
300.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. 300 people went, 25% returned. So that's 75 people, which means that there were 225 people that perished in this battle. And again, I'm using roundabout numbers. Don't hold me to these exact numbers, but you'll see where I'm going with this. So, the 75 people brought back as many people as they possibly could. And that is a questionable number because it was not established. But we had 50 people in the infirmary, 75 people returned. They brought back as many people as they could. There are, from Chimkin's estimation, about 65 people on this battlefield.
Thanks.
Okay. Sorry, I just read Fuzzy. I saw Fuzzy's comment about salty apples. Like I said, I don't get to see Chad often, but okay. So you come up on this area, roughly 65 people on the field. What would you like to do? And I would also like to point out that there are no portals open. And given what you know about, and what you know about how the people that come through the portals simply melt when killed, there is no other remnants of any type of enemy on the battlefield.
Cool. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, are we thinking giant pit, or are we thinking, like, individual gravestone?
I've never done anything like this before, so... individual?
Yeah, I think that's for the best.
I really don't think pushing them all into one pit is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just asking. I don't know what we're capable of. Okay, so, my mold earth...
Don't burn people or anything like that? I just,
I only know Kakariko's burial customs, as you say.
I don't know my own custom, so you got me.
Ask first.
Well, here, we'll do this. Go ahead.
So I actually have a potion, if you remember those. From the fucking the one shot.
Yeah.
Can I use that to talk to a Poe and ask it about its like burial customs?
Oh, the potion!
Yeah.
I love your fucking callbacks.
Wait. Before you do that, we can just ask Gully.
Oh.
Hi, Brilliant.
Sorry, Gully. I forget that sometimes.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Rituals.
Burial customs? Any, like, prayers we should say or anything like that?
I mean, you want to be, if you can, true to whatever that person's religion was. If not, we can just do a basic, simple, burial ritual. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate.
Okay. Would you be okay presiding as the sage? I'll do the digging with my mold earth. I can take a 5-foot cube every 6 seconds. And essentially, I would say you probably need like a good 10 foot or 10 by 5 to bury someone properly.
How about this instead, Deacon? You can save the spell, and I'll become a giant badger, and you just direct me. Because I can burrow 10 feet every round, so...
Okay.
And, you'll be on top, so you can tell me basically turn right, turn left.
Okay, that works.
Oh, and I get to show you something cool, too.
Nice.
So, I'm going to turn into a giant badger.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to turn around and go, what do you think, guys?
Wow.
Badger is actually talking now. Since my level up, I can now actually talk in wild shape.
That's awesome.
So, guess we start making the graves then.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess we'll dig up a bunch of, proper, like... we'll go for the individual, and we'll just, I guess the only thing we would need is little stone markers or something of the sort.
Well, as I'm digging, if we find any stones, we can use those.
That works. Actually, that's really smart.
Or, I don't know how mold earth works. Can you make things harder than they were?
I don't think I can.
Depends what you mold the earth into. That's a boner joke. Nothing? Fine.
Anywho.
I don't get it. Alright.
So can you make
I've
things
never
hard?
heard it described as earth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anywho.
Alright. So, Yeah, I guess as we find big rocks, we'll like set those aside, and yeah, we'll just kind of set those aside and try to mark them, and yeah, I guess we'll do the old 5x5 grid or something.
Okay, so
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, even though it's like one piece of like one square on the map, it is a sizable area. So hold on, let me get it. So you know what? I'm going to around the right layer. Yeah. All right. So let's see. My question is, would you like to do anything to note this boulder?
Give me like 1 minute.
Such a nice, lovely boulder.
It's not a rock. It's a boulder. So, like, by no means am I complaining about this, but like, I'm looking through the art library, and I type in boulder, and Roll20's like, hey, here's a premium asset of a boulder. I'm like, really? Like, you can't just like throw me a bone. Like, it's a freaking rock. Sorry, I needed to vent about that.
Yep.
Ooh,
nickel and dime.
Yeah. There's like a circle of boulders. That looks nice.
Is it free though?
Yes.
Nice.
I changed the search word from boulder to rock, and of course in like the free section where it like searches the internet for you, of course, there's a picture of the rock.
Nice.
Nice.
There we go. There's your rock.
An older picture?
What was that? I mean, he's got the chest tattoo, so I mean, maybe. I'm not a very big rock person. So, do that? No. You know what? I will put the... Oh, there we go. I think that's as good as I'm going to get. Okay. So, you find a big boulder, and you put... Yeah, so I'm going to mark...
I'm writing something out, if that's okay.
Yeah. Honestly, that's great, because then I can just copy and paste it. So that way, when everyone's like can click on the boulder, they can see like what it says. So typing it out is way easier than dictating it to me. Oh, I can put it as a... I think I can put it as a tooltip, so if you mouse over it, it'll just say it.
Almost done.
So in my horrible typing skills, I have now just realized that if you replace the F at the end of Ganondorf's name with the adjacent D key, it changes his name to Ganondorf. He must have had a hard time in elementary school. Ganondorf, Ganondorf. Okay, so just out of curiosity, where am I going to be looking for this text?
I'm gonna post it in I'm gonna post it in the game chat.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope, you good. I want to make sure I'm looking in the right area for it. Okay. So, the party takes...
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, post that. And I will copy and paste it.
If this is too long, just let me know.
It shouldn't be. Oh, that's not too long at all. Alright, so let me copy...
Here lie true heroes of Hyrule, who marched forward with courage unknowable, who pledged every ounce of their power in defense of this kingdom, will grant us their wisdom for the next life. They fought a golden Lionel, and proved their steadfast hearts were more golden than anything else ever could be. Requiescat.
Love it.
I have to ask a dumb question.
Yeah?
Goon's not able to read or write.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. That's fair.
Maybe you told one of us and we wrote it for you? You came up with the
I was
idea?
going to get to that, but yeah, no, I like that. Thank you. Yeah,
Sorry.
Not to mention we're chiseling it into a rock.
Yeah.
So I doubt he can barely use the fucking crayons that he's been eating. You know?
Can we count this as his training today?
Perfect.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Cool.
Excellent. Thank you. Perfect. Love it.
You know what? I just said that it wasn't too long, and I think I may eat those fucking words.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just that the tooltip will only let me post so much. It only posts up to wisdom. It posts less than 50% of it. You know what?
Unfortunate.
Let me fuck around with that, because I don't know. Oh, I think I'd have to make it a character if I were to do that. Okay, so you know what? I'm going. I have it copy and pasted in like the GM notes because I have the space for it in the GM notes. I'm making it close myself. Ooh, I made it. Barely. Okay.
Nice.
So the tooltip will read. Inscribed on this boulder is a testament to the bravery and valor of those who made the first stand against Ganondorf and his forces of evil.
Perfect.
Okay, so I got that saved, and let me make... Does it work? Like, if you guys mouse over it, does it show that?
No.
No.
Alright, so all that was for nothing, great. But the
Yay.
information is still saved, and I will be happy to recite it whenever we revisit the boulder. Okay. So, the multiple hours of traveling and the time it took to rectify the battlefield has put us fairly close to the time of a long rest. What would you like to do?
I can dig us a hole.
Well,
So I can dig us a hole so we have someplace to actually rest, or...
Yes. You're not like needing to take a long rest like right this second.
Okay.
But I will say like we're approaching like 1 to 2 hours before we need con saves.
Okay.
So, sorry. If you need to teleport somewhere, if you want to create a magical mansion, if it just kind of like. Like, this would be the time in the day to start preparing for those things.
Gotcha. Do you want to teleport after the followers and the, to the fire temple?
Well, it depends on how far they got. If we teleport there, then they still have to figure out somewhere to stay in, unless you're putting up the mansion. And
yeah, I can do that.
Eh,
if you want. I
say we do that.
Okay.
I turned back into Leto.
Nice.
Okay. So teleporting
so that would make you like significantly larger, right? Or are you a giant badger?
The giant badger was just a medium creature, which I was like, okay.
Cool.
Really? Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I guess makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a 6-foot
badger.
That's
pick up a badger is like
super tiny, so yeah.
Man, I saw someone roll like a natural 20 animal handling. They just picked up like a badger. Like on the side of the road, and hang on, sorry, you guys don't need to see that right now, but I'm gonna post it anyway because.
Yes, we're teleporting to the group.
Okay. Yeah. So for my first question is like, can I contact
Barbara? Toothless?
Barbara, thank you, yes. And ask her roughly where they are on the progress to, Death Mountain and stuff.
Okay.
Because I feel like I gotta know where they are to teleport to them, you know what I mean?
Go for it.
I'm gonna say, hi, we heard you're making a pilgrimage. We wanted to catch up and offer you some shelter and such. But first, need know where you are.
Okay.
Probably gonna lock up her hair or something.
That's true.
We can just go by the fact that they have one of the Goran tunics that belongs to, in theory, to me. So we could go by that.
But we don't have a piece of it.
We have our own.
Yeah, I guess would that take us to like Pebbles' place at the foot of Death Mountain?
Well, Do you want to hear the response before we go down that route?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
Yes.
So the reply comes back and she goes, "Oi, that Pebbles girl can freaking talk. We're still here. She won't shut up."
Made it that far? They're moving.
She goes, "Every time I try to leave, she's telling me more stories." She said something about how she used to have a cave, and I think we ran out of words.
All right. So, yeah, can I use one of our tunics to teleport to Pebbles?
Sure.
All right, awesome. All right, so I gather everybody around, including Chimkin, and yeah, I'm gonna teleport us straight to Pebbles. I'll mark off my other slot.
All right. So we are over. I'm gonna move that rock over now. We have moved over to Pebbles, and you had to kind of like, you know what? I was thinking. I was like maybe I should have them like halfway up the way. And I'm looking at the map and I'm like running the time in my hands. And I was like, no, they really at this point wouldn't be further than Pebbles. Nice. it is from Hyrule Castletown, because like I was like maybe they with enough time like they could have reached Goron Village, but from like Goron Village up to the temple is like a whole nother 4 hours. I was like, there's no way they can make it that far. So I'm like, okay. And so she's at Pebbles, and you guys appear, and there and just like, golly, would you like to do any type of grandiose entrance as you teleport in?
Absolutely.
All right,
come down in a blaze of fire.
Hell yeah.
All right.
A little thaumaturgy to make it even more loud.
You guys can be all grandiose. I think you all can be grandiose. I think Stuffin is still like he's been sort of depressed since like he buried everybody. I think that's just been weighing on him. He's been kind of quiet.
Oh.
All right. So,
shit.
You know what? Let's take this.
Yeah, I guess at this point,
let's take this before
really
the
good
teleport.
Yeah. Is that okay with you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I guess, damn, I didn't mean to be callous, my dude. I guess you, probably haven't seen too much of this sort of thing anymore, huh? Or, before, I mean. Yeah, sorry.
And I've seen death, I've seen life. I mean, I don't know. Half the time people come to Fairy Fountain for health, they always like, they were hurt. They came for healing, and sometimes that meant that there were people that died with them along the way, or they were carrying bodies. And it's not that. It's just sad. It makes me sad. And do you ever stop to think, like, we could have done something to stop that? I remember thinking that at the time, like, soldiers were so confident they could take care of things by themselves. And I was just thinking to myself, well, maybe we should go with them. Maybe we should help them out. Like, we were strong enough to, like, fight those things off for a little bit, but, I mean, I feel like we failed them.
I mean, you raise a good point. It's one I can't really argue with. I've been trying, I guess, not to think about it, which is exactly respectful, but what I've been doing.
Hey, you feel how you feel, man.
Well, I mean, no, absolutely. The thing is, I think we did the best we could with what we had. Nobody could have been prepared for what walked out of that. And, maybe we could have recouped going back, after a long rest or something, but at the same time, if we took another 8 hours to actually get ourselves back into check, who knows where the thing could have wandered off to. It could have been destroying, the Lon Lon Ranch, or tearing down the gates of Hyrule Castletown, or anything else, and then we would be seeing civilians die in addition. And well, I'm not saying that's worse, but it's definitely a hard thing to swallow. Not to say that this is okay or that it's better, but I just think, I don't know. I mean, sorry, I shouldn't ramble. I mean, how do you, if you don't mind me asking, Stuffin, how do you guys usually handle this kind of stuff? I don't really know much about fairy culture.
I don't know, we see fairies squished all the time. I mean, it happens. Like, it's not just that. There's this dude that I knew back home. And he was half satyr and half spider. He was a spidatter.
Cool.
And he used to say, with great power comes great responsibility. It's a spidatter. And I think myself, now I don't know what happened to me. Like, when I got bigger, I got more powerful. You all are more powerful than me, and it's like, we have all this power, but it just weighs down on you. Like, we're wearing the heaviest helmets in the world, and we can't save everyone that we want to save, and we can't do everything they want to do.
You're not wrong, Stuffin. You're not wrong. I come from, a background where I've lost a lot of people along the way. I've been doing this for years, My time in my own timeline, things got grim at times. We lost a lot of good people back then too, to Redeads, to slums, to Yiga. The only I even lost my father for a time to the Yiga. The thing is, you're absolutely right. Great power does come great responsibility, but part of that is really making sure that you don't use it without thinking. I mean, yes, and it's nice today we go heal the soldiers that came back, but we are ultimately finite people. I would love it if all I had to do, if there was any way that I could just, keep getting better and help out the kingdom by camping out in the infirmary and healing people, I would do it without hesitation. But we're on a different take, Stuffin, and now that you're with us, well, you're doing good work. You've helped out with a lot of things that I think a lot of other people would struggle to even stand in. So I think
I gotta tell you, Deacon, and Gully and Leto too. Like, the people of Hyrule Town love you. I mean, they love you. They do almost anything for you, I can tell. And that's a power. That's also a weight, isn't it? It's a chain around your neck.
Let me tell you
I can
something.
tell you all care.
Let me tell you something, Stuffin. Out of everything, it all comes down to, yes, we left. Yes, they went by themselves. I am not going to sulk about it. I'm going to look towards the future and go, next time I'm going to be stronger so that doesn't happen. That's how I'm looking at it. Next time, that's not going to happen. Because I'm going to be strong enough to take care of whatever needs to be done. And we're not going to lose anybody else. You included.
Yeah. I like that. Maybe we'll all raise an army of cultists to help us out, too.
I believe it. You can chime
Because
in.
our future is not set in stone. We have a lot more to go, and we're going to get a lot stronger, and they're going to throw bigger and badder things at us. That's not the last time we're going to see a golden one. I guarantee it.
When we teleport, like I can tell you all. Like, I think it's important to present yourselves. Like, show the courage. Show the. You know, you can strut your stuff. We could mourn on the inside and I don't know, be brave on the outside for everyone else, right?
Here's the thing.
We have to be.
Those people that we work with, that we work for, that we undertake this journey again with, for, what have you. It's not that they're a weight. They are the power that I get for doing this. Like every one of them that I can help out. That's what makes me stronger. That's what makes me believe more and more that we can do the right thing, that we can win this. Every person, every time, whether it's a smile or whether it's, and a life absolutely saved. It's just, it's one more thing, that one more chip, one more point that makes this worth doing. That makes it so, even if sometimes it's hard, I would rather nothing else be different. It's these people, I could never call them a burden because I want to uplift them as much as possible. And I will get as strong as I need to be to make sure that I can just carry more and more people. I think you have that kind of strength too. Maybe that's why you're bigger now.
Also, don't forget to lean on each other. If you need something, we're here.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's keep going forward. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Are you happy now? Are you at least kind of midly happy? Something like that.
Yeah.
Does it at least make sense?
I can be happy and I can be sad at the same time. I'm like an onion
if you want.
With layers, right? A leek. I like leeks. They're good, right? And you ever had leek stew? Oh, so good. Okay.
Love a good.
I'm getting kind of hungry.
Well, if we do Dimension, you can eat as much stuff as you want.
This is true. 100 people we got.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, let me, yeah, trying to find, so, do you all wanna get into pose with me before we go?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Stuffin'.
I'm gonna stand.
Yes.
I'm gonna kneel down, one leg straight out, and just have my hands at both pointing to the left.
Perfect. So I'm going to stand I'm at the bottom, I'm on both knees with both of my hands pointing up. I'm the Meowth. And then I'm gonna cast invisibility on Shimkin. So that Gully can, if you want, you can appear to be floating or flying. If you want. On her back. I don't know. And then, yeah. And then Stuffin'. You want, right side or above?
I can be above you. I'll be flying above you. I'm going to be holding my new grimoire, just reading very intently. So anyone looks at me and they're going to think, oh man, that's an intent reader there. That's kind of scary.
Nice. Okay. Alright, so ready, set, and then I'm going to I am literally going to take and just outline in my hands. I have these party poppers from the Christmas event 10 years ago. And and I'm gonna just take it so that like the second we get there, I can set off like 4 party poppers, just like and just like. In fact, I give some Toledo too. Well, like,
I can
let's
also
set
drop
these.
a fog cloud.
Now we want to show him. We want to show who he is. I think.
Well, no, we drop the fog cloud. You do the spark. You do the poppers, and then I just
Ooh.
dispel the fog cloud, and he's there.
Perfect. What do you think, Gully?
Oh gosh, yeah, sure that works.
Perfect. You want? I offer Gully. I offer you some sparklers if you want like extra fire.
Jeez. Lord have mercy.
I just want to know: are you riding
Yeah, I
Chimkin
like that. I'll-
Chimkin or not?
Yep, I'll roll with it. Yep, riding on
Hell yeah.
standing on Chimkin. I can't look like I'm straddling something.
True. No, she's very large, and yeah, I'd say you could stand on her fairly easily at this point. Like, she's very soft and fluffy, and
Okay.
so there's like dig for your heels, because she's also very fat, and that makes her malleable.
Okay.
She's round, rotund.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, so I hand you 2 sparklers. All right.
The sparkles. Let's go.
Perfect. Ready, set, go, bang.
All
Burst
right.
of fire, fog cloud, poppers, cloud disperses, and he's just floating there.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
my people, here you are. So good to see you, and you've made it so far in such a short amount of time. Good to see you all.
They're like, all
Oh,
hail
are there
Fire
people
Sage
here?
Gully.
Hello. Definitely wanted to make sure that you had a good night's rest and sleep. And, my friends here are going to make sure you're all well fed. How's that sound?
I whispered to Deacon, "How long do we hold the pose?"
Okay, I guess we could break. Okay.
They're like, Gully is kind. Gully is wise. Gully is considerate.
I love it.
All
Yes,
hail
and
Fire
remember that.
Sage
That's how
Gully.
we should all be. Always be kind, wise, and considerate to others.
Sir,
Hey,
you
Gully,
can see a number of
can
them
you do
like
me a
writing
favor?
it down.
Nice. Gully, can you do me a favor and just like hold your hand out or like snap your fingers or something? However you want to do it.
Yeah. Yep. He'll hold his hand out.
Okay. So, like, I'm gonna say just like I'm gonna subtle spell, and just from Gully's hand, I'm gonna like this purple orb of energy, just kind of like slowly like swirls, coalesces, and then just in a fiery like another little blitz of just red sparklers opens up into a portal in front of him, and it leads to the Magnificent Mansion, which, because I can change it, looks like the Fire Temple as we left it, but with furniture. And, like an invisible glass wall above all of the lava. That is not actual lava, but it looks like it.
Oh, they're gonna be so confused when they get to the fire temple and it's not actually like this.
Correct! However, you can also terraform the Fire Temple. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
So, you can make it like this.
This is your home away from home.
Exactly.
It's your
Oh,
pocket
God.
dimension.
Yeah.
Please enter.
They'll just.
Is it up in the? Is it up in the air though? Because Gully's in the air.
No. Sorry. I don't know. I got nothing.
The effect happened out of my hand, but the portal, so to speak, I guess, is on the ground where they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Or the opening, should I say.
True.
Okay. So they run into the fake shift temple.
Fake shift. I love it.
and Yeah, I mean, they are basically turning into like Despicable Me minions at this point. But yeah, so with that, with entering the fake fire temple and the party going in and everyone kind of like settling in for the night for their trek up Death Mountain the upcoming day. We have reached the end of our episode.
All right. Can I do one thing as everybody's laying down to like eat dinner?
Sure. I mean, honestly,
laying down to eat dinner. What?
We can narrate this a little bit like at the start of the next session.
Fair.
But you can throw something in now. Absolutely.
Just have one bit. I just want to be singing like a song of rest, like with my bardic feature. Lets people regain the extra hit die. And it's just like, it's fun to stay at the fire temple.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Wonderful. Okay.
A nice little tune.
So, is Pebbles invited in?
Yes. If that's okay with you, Gully. Actually, yeah, it's up to you, Gully. It's entirely up to you.
Of course.
Okay, so Pebbles joins in too. Great. Because she doesn't have a cave anymore.
Why doesn't she?
Why doesn't she, Lito?
She actually should still.
Didn't you
I didn't
blow
destroy
it up?
it. No, I blowed it up. I blew it up, and then I proceeded to clean it up, so it should look magnificent.
Oh, I forgot about the cleanup. Okay. I remembered the blow up. I didn't remember the cleanup. Okay.
Yes, I cleaned it up and robbed her.
and we will touch on that in 2 weeks. So we have now stopped twice in a row, 2 times on a long rest. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this GM thing. So I would like to take a moment to thank everyone. I would like to thank our players. I would like to thank our viewers. I am still like we are 45 episodes strong. We are 100 plus hours deep, and we are still freaking here. So I love it. I'm going to continue to make my gelatinous Tarrasque and showing you the progress on that. And I look forward to seeing what this campaign holds as this story and lore and mechanics are getting flushed out at an increasingly rapid pace. I totally forgot that Turby and Bell were with you guys. Before we part, I would like to point out again that Lito has posted our link tree in chat. Go to our Facebook group, do all the buttons and notifications that are on that. Go to our YouTube channel.
Come on.
Huh? What was that?
Leave comments.
Leave
comments.
Comments, feedback, artwork, whatever. We love it all. Just engagement is the absolute name of the game. So go on our Discord, all that good stuff. Oh, and also, don't forget, we still have one more week going on our voting channel. We are voting for the name of the Shadow Temple boss, sage dude. So go to our Discord. Simply react to whatever name or names that you think would be befitting of this character. And when we do our chat broadcast next week, we will announce the winning name, and that will be the canonized name of this character, because although he has been a character since, I believe, episode 6 or 7, give or take, he has no name. So let's get that nipped in the bud. But yes, thank you sincerely. And we will see you next time. So until then, be happy, healthy, and safe. And
Hey, Puck.
yes.
Puck. I got a quick request for you before we end.
Of course.
Stuffin has a really important die roll to make at the beginning of the next session.
He will.
Don't let me forget it, because if he goes batshit crazy and kills everyone in the party, it could be an exciting session.
That's right.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Stuffin is currently in possession of a cursed item known as the Deadly Sin Die. So that rolls at the conclusion of every long rest and has an effect on the day. So yes, we definitely will not forget how to do that roll. And I'm excited to see with the first cursed roll. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. I'm sorry. Thank you. And I'm excited to see what that first roll is. So thank you for that reminder. And be happy, healthy, and safe. And we will see everyone next time. So until then, bye.
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 Okay.